Hello, millions and millions of internet fans.
Oh, so many.
Are you ready for an evening of Dungeons and / or Dragons with the very best team in the area that we could get at short notice?
Yeah. But we couldn't find them.
So we couldn't find them, so we got us instead.
Yeah.
And the only other news to know is it's Jack's birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
We're peaking. The same bars are peaking.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jack. Happy birthday to you. Speech.
That's beautiful, guys. Thank you.
Roll the intro.
Turn the sound back up.
Turn the sound back up.
Right there. Thumbs up in chat, please, if we sound
we're
alright.
on the correct sound.
And
They got the
sound
right,
in tune.
the right
Yeah.
accent.
Not a lot of thumbs up for that one.
Hello, boys. Pink lemonade?
Mom!
Early George Clooney. Return to Horror High, early George Clooney film. But we're not here to discuss that. I believe... Can we all roll initiative?
Casting doesn't know how.
How do we do that again?
Roll a d20 and add
Roll a d20.
something.
Oh, it's in a place on the sheet.
12 plus 3, 15.
17.
We've got 17. Can anyone beat me on a 17?
I can beat a 17 with a 16.
Nice. That's how it works.
I'm negatively beating it.
I just realised I've got these little markers. I don't really know which one's which.
Maths.
That's absolutely.
None of these look like a
Absolute
cleric.
That's
that's a cleric.
M-A-F-F-S.
Maths.
Maths.
17. Going once. Going twice.
16.
16. We've got two 16s.
16s.
Can you guys both roll a d20 and roll off for me?
Roll up.
Do we add our initiative to it, or
Sure. Add your same initiative again.
17.
3?
Oh, nice. So we have a...
I didn't realise there was a 0 on the dice.
I've got +2. I actually rolled my first
Then we
natural
got
one.
that guy. That'll have to be you for now. What did you get, dear Felix?
15.
50. Wow, all high rolls. High rollers. High rolling. That says number 6, which I quite like. Ominous bad guy.
Is that his
Mint. The number 6. However, whether you like it or not, this horrible, toothy, wooden toilet that came to life as you tried to put your mouth in its aperture / put your hand in its aperture / mouth came to life, and I believe up close are Caston and Felix. Is that right? That's where we left it.
Hoorah.
Give me one moment.
I'm certainly doing some reaching.
It's going to have a surprise round, and I'm afraid it's coming for you, Felix.
Cool.
With a snappy snap snap. I've checked all of these notes. We're very aware of what's going on. It's a good thing.
We are.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We are going to do this one. So let's do that. That's a 13 to hit, my good man.
It's a miss.
It's a miss. It comes out basically as it morphs this kind of orifice that was the where the poo goes, if you like, and became very toothy and snapped shut. You managed to come clear of that. As that happens, a strange fleshy-like appendage comes out of the side of the wooden outhouse and just whips at you.
Nice. Felix is going to expend a superiority die to have a go at it.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah. Roll for attack. It's going to be 18 to hit.
Definitely a hit.
Nice. I like being level 6. Cool. And he's going to do. I will actually roll 2d6s. 4 plus 6, 10 plus 4, 14 damage plus my roll my superiority die. 5, so 19 damage. And then what's the other thing? Standby. I haven't played this character in literally like over 6 months, so it was way more than that, right? So I'm still trying to remember. You can reroll 1s and 2s. No, cool, awesome. 19 damage.
19 damage. What kind of damage is it?
Big blade slashy damage.
Slashy damage. Cool, you come swiping in with this great sword, long sword?
Yeah, so it's going to like zoom past his face, he's going to round.
Yeah, he's trying to whip at you, you can back it with this sword. You take a huge chunk out the side of the outhouse, wood just kind of splatters up in the distance and splinters all over the place. It's a toilet, you don't really know how much damage you've done. You've taken a chunk out of it.
I said I didn't need to go!
Which, funnily enough, that takes us around to a Lantrix. You've seen an outhouse come to life and try and attack Felix.
This is your best day of your life so far, isn't it?
What distance is it from me?
How far away are you when this thing happened? You were kind of on the road, it's on the side of the road. It's probably easily within 30 feet.
Okay. I will move up to just behind Felix, and I will touch the back of his ruff.
Yes.
And I will cast. I'll hold my shield up, and I will cast resistance, cantrip, concentration spell, concentration T-Rex.
Concentration T-Rex, I like it.
We can only have one concentration spell active at the table at a time, obviously.
Yeah.
And
which is the opposite of the power banana. That'll come into play later.
Once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one saving throw of their choice.
Beauty.
And then I will move back as far as I have movement remaining.
Cool, so you've got full move, so you can move an extra 30 feet, presumably, so that'll put you 60 foot
I moved up to behind him first, though.
Oh, sorry, you moved up and back again. So you're roughly 30 feet away from the encounter.
Okay.
Marvellous. Which brings us up to... Who's this? Caston.
And I'm right next to this thing, right?
Yeah.
Then I am going to swing a great axe, one word, at it.
Great axe, one word. You go ahead.
It is 11.
11. As you go to swing it, it's strangely dexterous. It manages to just kind of fold in on itself, like you're trying to put up an IKEA table. So you do manage to miss with that swing. I don't know if you get 2 attacks.
Yes,
from
I
6.
do get 2 attacks. Thanks for reminding me.
No worries.
I'm going to try again.
I always used to forget the extra attack when you got to level 6.
17.
That's a hit. It swings one way, and you swing the other way.
And he's going to swing. Oh, shit! And he's going to deal 10 of the slashies.
Nice.
Nice. 10 slashies. You take another chunk out the other side of the outhouse. As that happens, there's wood splintering everywhere. Part of the top of the outhouse kind of collapses. You get a good look at this thing while you smash it to pieces. Inside the hewn wooden planks, you'd expect this stuff to be old, dusty, unused. It seems kind of green, like living wood, which probably takes you momentarily by surprise as this axe gets thundered.
That's unsettling.
Slightly unsettling. You can move if you so wish. Or you can perform a bonus action if you have one.
No, I'm just going to stay on guard.
Stay on guard. Love it. Over to who isn't Silden. He isn't here. I'll get rid of that tag before that confuses me. Over to Theneus.
How far away am
Roughly 30 feet if you were stood with Elantrix on the road.
No, I wasn't. I'd gone over to the
Oh, the house.
the main building.
You're probably 10
Right.
feet away, if that. The outhouse is. If you were running in a hurry in the middle of the night, how far would you want to run?
As far as I needed to.
10 foot is about it.
Right. Okay. So, with that in mind, from my angle, can I actually see that the toilet has entirely transformed into a creature, or is the creature inside the outbuilding?
It's a good question. The whole thing seems to be moving. So this outbuilding's probably kind of 9-10 foot tall. It's a
Right.
big old thing. You heard some commotion.
Okay.
There's obviously some kind of conflict going on. The whole thing seems to be moving. If it was stationary before, it is no longer. It's kind of convulsing and moving.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn and face the outhouse and pull my whip off my belt. My whip
Nice.
has a 10-foot range or 10-foot reach, so I'm going to get up a little bit closer to it so I've got a good solid length of hittiness with
Yeah.
the whip. And as I pull it out, I'm just going to whisper as I stretch the length of this whip out.
Exit.
Nice.
I'm very aroused.
I'll be in my
Yes.
punt.
And I will attack the outhouse with my whip.
Nice.
Now, by what I did as I was pulling it out was performed the Crimson Rite, which gives 1d6 extra damage. In this case, it's flaming damage.
Ooh, nice.
So, I will attack. My first attack is 14.
It is a hit. This whip's
That's a hit. Fantastic. So that's initially,
Like initially.
that's 5 whippy damage.
Cool. Damage with a whippy variety, I like that.
And on top of that, I now have 1d6.
What's the damage you take when you eat just that second Mr. Whippy? You know, when you
Whippy
like
damage. My brain!
And that's 3 fire damage.
Fire damage.
Second attack, same thing. This time it's
This is not the right music.
17 to hit.
Okay. That's a hit. You go ahead,
Have
my
you got,
friend.
With
Toilet ambience.
5 whippy damage.
It's
I'm
cute.
sticking with whippy damage.
Grunting.
It's that
Nice,
particular
yeah.
type of damage
like
that makes you go,
laughing
"Wah!
from a club as the door.
I've been
is-
thwacked."
Yeah.
And,
That watery echo.
oh, excellent. 6 fire damage.
6 fire damage. Nice.
Is the toilet in a blaze now?
You keep whipping this thing, and chunks of wood are flying off it. The roof kind of caves over to one side and just falls off. It wasn't particularly structurally sound anyway. You're noticing as you're flaying this thing, and I will say you're flaying it with fire. Like I said before, the wood almost looks like it's kind of hewn wood on either side, but in it is living, fibrous plant tissue. It's obviously moving around and being able to move through this kind of moving structure. It's not normal. It's not what you would expect. But yeah, this thing, it's an outhouse. It's hard to know if it's hurt. It's not making any appealing noises. They're slurpy, to say the best. It wasn't making slurpy noises before. It's now making intense slurpy noises. Speaking of, we are round to Felix.
What can I hit?
There is the rest of an outhouse. There's a toothy orifice that's snapping open and shut in front of you.
Yeah.
As it snaps open and shut, you can still see this glistening gold somewhere below it.
Yeah.
There's still, that doesn't seem to be an illusion or anything like that. There's obviously a pile of poop and then some other stuff. As you're looking into that orifice, I imagine you take it for some time. There's a lot of movement down there.
Cool. Felix is going to hack at the orifice.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Not the first time I've ever said that. Right, I'll roll me attack. Oh, what do we get? Oh, not a lot. It's going to be 5 plus 7, which is 12 to hit.
I always forget whether that hits or not for a reason that you'll know now. That doesn't say on here. Matching. Does it hit? Matching.
Yes.
Meeting is a success in all
Use
scenarios.
success. So yes. it
Yay! I'll do some
That's the
damage.
rule where Jack plays it. It's always bad
Yeah.
for you, good
if
for
we
him.
ever
Right?
meet
That's
you.
the rule.
Yeah. But it doesn't count against me.
Yeah.
Cool, so that's 7. And he's going to swing back. Well,
So
actually,
7 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to take a second attack as well. So he'll
Wunderbar.
run the sword around in one big broad arc and bring it back down. And that's going to be 13 to hit, which I
We have established
assume
it's the
is
correct
a hit.
number.
And is it 1s and 2s, I believe I can re-roll. Yeah. Cool, which is 8 damage. So 7 plus 8.
Marvelous. Would you like to describe how you slay this outhouse?
So they're going to cut into the ground,
Yeah.
and then whatever colour its blood is going to mix with the dirt in the air as it goes up with the sword, and then he's going to swing the sword back round again and just bring it down hammer hard onto the ground to murder it, getting sprayed with all sorts of viscera.
Viscous brown material.
Which we were going to assume is blood.
Which we assume is its life essence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvellous. That is... It's completely destroyed. It didn't get a round in combat other than a surprise round. Look at that.
You're welcome.
There's now a hole in the ground. There's wood everywhere. Bits of teeth and bits of moving kind of gelatinous wood that's kind of amorphous. You breathe a momentary sigh of relief. Then you hear a strange gurgling noise.
Wasn't even my final form.
It wasn't even my final form. I'm over 9,000! You hear a strange gurgling noise, the gnashing of teeth and the movement of something fairly large. 3 trunk-sized tentacles burst forth from the hole below you. That would be enough, apart from on the polar end of these tentacles, aligned with sharp teeth.
It's some kind of poo squid.
No squid. Right.
They're all like together, or they spread
They're all
out?
together out of this hole, so there's this big poopy hole,
I left
and
the
these
systems
tentacles are
first.
just ruptured forth out of it.
Just leave this.
Can we leave this very much where it
What
is?
did he
At least nobody else is going to fall for it.
We can wait for the elves to come. Anyway.
So, Felix, I'm afraid a large tentacle is going to start whipping its way towards you.
Come on,
Come and get me, bro. Which is a... Oh gosh, that's a 22 to hit.
That
Which I'm going to
might
assume.
just hit.
Assume is the one. That's 7
Sign off.
bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
It's sadly also going to take 4 piercing damage, 4 poo damage.
Ooh, 11.
Can you roll me either athletics or a
I'll take
acrobatics check for me?
Athletics is fine. Oh no, it's a 1 plus 7, 8.
It's an 8.
was that a saving throw or an ability check?
It's technically a saving throw, so you can add your. Is it?
No, I
D4?
gave you a +4 on ability. Hang on, it was saves, wasn't
I think it was safe.
Oh, nice.
it? Was it resistance, wasn't it? It was saves, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Is it plus 4 or plus d4?
D4, I'll just double check it for you.
This is a lot like Nollis's old
Yeah.
thing.
The target can roll D4 and add the number rolled to a saving throw of their choice.
It's a 1, it's a 9.
It's a 9. You are restrained. This tentacle wraps around you. And
Oh,
these
first
teeth
time for anything.
dig into you.
Unhand me, poo monster.
Sadly, that's not all. One more thing. Another tentacle is
I've
going to
already
whip out towards you, Caston. No one fights like Caston. Sorry, I got it. That is a 20 to hit, I'm afraid.
Well, that will.
Which is... I need a better digital dice roller, because this one sucks. That's 9 bludgeoning damage. and 2 piercing damage.
Same damage as me.
And can you roll? Isn't it? Can you
Damn,
roll me
damage
an
rates.
athletics or
Dex.
an acrobatics check?
Strength or dex?
Minimum constraint.
It's trying to wrap this tentacle around you.
It is 5.
You are also restrained, I'm afraid, and this thing is grappling you. You guys have all run away, right? You're within your 10 foot away. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I was sort of within 10 foot of the outhouse.
Yeah. So you're fine. This is all kind of coming out of the hole where the thing was. You're a little bit too far away. What it's going to do. You feel a strange sensation as you start to be pulled into the hole. So you get pulled back down beneath the earth into the poopy hole. But that is all it's going to do for now. We are back round to the top of the turn order, and we have Elantrix. You're up. Your friends are being pulled into a poopy hole by 2 toothy tentacles. There's a 3rd tentacle flopping around in the breeze.
Am I confident that am I any less likely to hit the ones that are grappling people than the one that isn't grappling people?
Are you any less likely to hit the ones that are grappling people? You can hit whatever you like.
Okay.
Give it a go.
She's going to shoot the one that's got Caston by the short and curlies.
Nice. And you're tempted to try and get him to...
She's firing crossbow.
Cool. You want to try and get it to release him, or you just try and...
She is trying to attack the thing.
Cool.
Obviously, if it happens to release,
Yeah.
then so be it. Natural 1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much damage do you do to cast it? No, I'm joking. That is, of course, a miss.
Hope you didn't like that big toe.
Ah. Damn it.
You still got movement if you want.
No, she's good.
Still got a second attack. haven't you?
Yeah.
Clerics might
Oh
not
no,
do
clerics
that.
might not.
Get
Does it
set.
say on the back of your
What are these second attacks you're talking? No, she
No,
doesn't.
this is new to
Not
me as
really
well.
class.
Oh.
That's only you're used to playing a monk.
I got a
Yeah,
second
we
attack.
got 9 million
Okay.
attacks. Caston, you are currently being grappled.
Caston actually gets 4 attacks. You didn't read that, Ollie.
400
I've
attacks.
added that in since you read it.
You are up. You're currently being grappled.
Okay, what can I do when I'm grappled? Scream.
You can't move, which is the important thing. This will stop if you kill the thing that's grappling you, or you manage to escape in some way.
Can I give it a strength
You
check?
absolutely
To
can.
try and just
Yeah.
fight and pull my
You
way out of it.
absolutely can do that. Yeah.
He's going to break it with your
It'd be a
neck.
strength save.
Is it athletics?
It would be a. I think it's
Intimidation.
strength save.
And intimidate it into.
Scream at it.
Sorry, what am I going for?
Probably a strength save, I imagine.
That suits me.
Let me just check.
Too late.
I rolled it.
Natural 20.
It's a natural
No.
20.
Well, that's going to work no matter what you do, isn't
Yeah.
it? Succeed on strength. Oh, no, you can do strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics check. So
Still
you actually
20.
get that bonus, but it's still a natural 20
A
anyway.
minimum 23.
You burst out of this thing, so you can literally just smash your way out of it.
Has it torn it on his way out though? Has he rendered it?
And what I will do, because it's a natural 20, I will allow you to have your full action as you would do.
Oh, well then, he's going to slice this thing.
Slice it.
Great axe, one word. It is 9.
That was a miss.
Yes, second attack.
Swing and a miss.
12.
That is still a miss, I'm afraid. This thing's whipping around. You managed to take a nick out of it, but it's so like fatty and grisly. You don't know if it's caused any damage
It's going
whatsoever.
to taste so good. Ollie.
It's going to taste so
Fatty and
good.
grizzly.
We're talking major calamari, baby. Wonderful. So that's casting over. You do have movement.
Well, I'll move back a bit, I guess.
If you move, though, it will take a swipe at you.
Well, I won't. I'll stand up.
Stand where it is. Phineas.
I'll get closer to it.
Phineas, you're up. Phineas? Phineas?
I like that the only notes we've made so far is how to say your name.
It's true.
Am I saying it right? Phineas? Phineas? Which one would you prefer?
Phineas.
Phineas.
Yeah,
Phineas.
emphasis is on the A.
Phineas. Right.
The first person who calls me Thinny gets whipped round the neck.
Oh, but that's what I've written down.
Of course. Right, so I'm going to use my whip, which is still glowing with a faintly red glow,
Yeah.
and I'm going to attack the tentacle that has got hold of Felix.
Please do.
First attack, Zam. That is 16.
That's a hit.
Nice.
That is 6 whipping damage
6 whippy damage.
plus d6 fire damage, which is a 3. This is magical fire, by the way. I didn't point that out in the previous.
Okay.
If that makes any difference to you at all.
An ethereal flame.
The second attack is. Ooh, that's only a 30.
It's a miss. Marvellous. Are you going to need movement?
No. Stay where I am.
It obviously didn't like that very much. The tentacles are whipping around. It's still got this linchpin hold on Felix. Speaking of, Felix, you are up, my good friend.
Oh, hi. I
Hi there.
think I'm going to try and get out.
So, as we've already established, that's athletics or acrobatics to break free.
18 plus 7.
That'll do it.
Yeah, buddy. Cool. That's my action.
That is your action.
And if I move, he gets an opportunity attack.
That will happen as well. Yeah.
Okay. that's my turn.
You can aim there.
He's just
You
gonna
managed to break free.
yeah.
Break
2.5
this
foot
thing.
little dog. Just
These tentacles are whipping around. Yeah, they're whipping around all over the place. And it's obviously not having a great time. The hole beneath you begins to enlarge and bust out as these tentacles, the teeth latch into the ground. And this huge mass gets hauled out from this hole. It's fleshy, it's foul smelling. It's hard to see where its teeth start and the rest of the body is. It's kind of a massive tentacles and snarling teeth. You see one toed foot almost come out as a limb. It almost looks like an elephant's foot that comes halfway out of this hole.
Frog-esque toad. You said that.
With teeth kind of gnashing at you. It is going to take a bite out of one of you, and it's going to be cast. Apologies. It's going to come at you, and it's going to do. Let's roll. That's a 25 to hit, which I think will do the business. Which is going to be. Basically, this huge maw comes towards you, which does.
no, it doesn't.
Ah!
Because we were next to each other when we finished the last session, so we're still next to each other now.
Ah.
Which means I get an attack of opportunity as a sentinel.
Yeah.
Nice.
It doesn't interrupt his attack.
When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, and I get the opportunity attack because of the sentinel, creature provides an attack, blah blah blah, disengage out. When a creature hit 5-hit attack target other than you can use your action to make a melee weapon attack against the creature. Oh no, it's just their speed that goes down to 0, so it doesn't cancel the attack. So you go for it, and then I'll make mine.
Cool, we'll do that. Marvellous. So that is 11 piercing damage. And can you roll me a Constitution saving throw?
It is 22.
22. For a moment there,
Yes, sir.
this horrible poopy creature took a bite out of you, and you thought, this makes me feel unwell.
I could do
but you managed to pull yourself together and push whatever it is
Internal
out of you.
scream.
Yeah, internal scream,
That's
and
my first
you no longer feel unwell.
Attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity, go.
It is a maths, a 13 to hit.
Oh, that's a miss, I'm afraid.
That's okay.
Oh, you good? It's going to come at you with a tentacle.
Come at me, bro.
Come at you with a tentacle. Tentacle, go! That's a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
That'll do it. And it's going to do a measly 6 damage.
Take it. Boom.
It's going to do an additional 2 piercing damage, I'm afraid.
Didn't even feel it.
Didn't even feel it. And then, can you roll me an acrobatics or athletics check of your choosing?
16 plus 7, baby.
Beautiful. This tentacle goes to wrap itself around you.
Yeah.
You very quickly dodge away. The lubrication of the feces helps as you slide out of its fleshy grip.
It smells surprisingly good.
This other tentacle's whipping around. It's going to try and take a whip towards you, Caston. And it just flails around trying to hit you and gets nowhere near. So obviously it's intimidated by how you managed to shrug off its viscous grip.
I think I only get one reaction.
Viscous grip, name of my progressive metal album. Elantrix, you're up.
Okay. She is going to hold her shield out. And change her mind. And she goes to do something, and then instead she decides to arc around to try and get to a flanking position.
Cool. Yeah.
Just arcing around. Is there any terrain in the near vicinity?
There's this huge destroyed cobbled kind of building, which, as you look at the combat, it's going to be on your left-hand side. Is these two guys fighting this tentacled monster that's halfway up from the ground at this pit, on the kind of right-hand side of the house. So you can go right round to the right. And probably pretty easily get behind this thing. It's very large, but it's obviously occupied right now.
Yeah. Well, she's going to move as far as she can, sort of flanking it, arcing round to the east.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
I guess still to the right-hand side of it,
Mm-hmm.
with a movement which is 30,
Yeah.
and then she is going to pull back a crossbow bolt.
It's a big number.
19.
19.
That'll hit.
Plus
That'll
something. Plus 3. 22.
I'm feeling 22.
22. I'm probably not quite flanking, I guess, am I? Or am I?
With a ranged attack, you wouldn't get advantage for flanking anyway.
Okay. So she does 3 piercing damage.
What's anything?
No.
Right in the orifice. Marvellous. You've moved, you've done an attack. That's over to Caston. You're up.
And he's so bloody angry now. There's one loose. There's 2 loose. 3 loose.
There's 3 tentacles and now this great toothy maw kind of above the ground.
Am I in melee with anything?
Yeah, you are in. One of these tentacles is right upon you, but it's kind of such a big mass that kind of anywhere near it.
Okay, well, I will swing with Great Axe, one word.
Nice.
And it will be 14.
That is a hit.
And it will be 11 slashing.
That is a beautiful hit. Well done. It carves into one of these tentacles. It's pretty deep. You go through this horrible kind of fatty, grisly layer, and within it is this kind of weird purple splash of what looks like blood. And this tentacle starts whipping backwards and forwards. Well done. Would you like to hit him
He's
again?
going to be so happy. He's just gonna like headbutt it. This next one. I assume that I can unarmed strike
Yeah.
in that
You
fashion. Just in,
absolutely
like,
can.
"Yeah!"
Yeah.
Just one of them.
Yeah, I think you'll only do your strength bonus in damage, however,
Yeah.
but you are very welcome to do it.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
He's done it. It's 23, and it'll be a 4. 4 headbutt.
Is it a
damage.
natural 20?
No.
I was going to make you do something much cooler than that, but sadly I can't allow it.
It's more of a like.
4
he's
damage,
just
I'll
happy
take
he's
it.
hit, and now he's just excited about it.
You smack your head against this thing, you get this purple blood kind of smeared across your head as you do it. It's very fatty and kind of like a, almost you imagine like a whale. If you've ever read if you've ever understood what a whale would be like, it's that kind of very fatty kind of outer layer.
First time I've ever imagined headbutting a whale.
Yeah.
Really?
You should try
I
it.
imagine it quite regularly.
Best they smell.
You can move if you so wish, but it will try and take a bite out of you if you do.
No, I'm just gonna chest out.
Nice. Thinaeus.
Thin.
So
Vinny?
the first thing I'm going to do is
I've got thin.
some of the blood from the creature that's been splashing about.
Yes.
I'm just going to get my finger in it and
Just the tip.
flick it. And that is a bonus action,
Nice.
and I've cursed the creature with a blood curse.
Good lord. What does that
Um,
do?
Piss off thin.
Until the end of my next turn, the creature has disadvantage on strength and dex checks and
Okay.
takes 1d8 necrotic damage if it makes more than one attack on its turn.
Beautiful. Love it.
Right? And to that. And I will then do my 2 attacks with my whip.
Nice.
But one of the tentacles is damaged.
Yes. They're not separate entities though. So I
Oh,
wouldn't
so they're
worry
all-
too much. You can try and cut a tentacle off if you so wish and give it a good go. But it's kind of, now it's emerged from the ground. It's this huge kind of abhorrent creature. So they're all kind of interconnected. Right.
A Tangela
Tangellen.
Pokemon.
Oh, you mean Tangler? We pronounce it different in the north.
Maybe.
Angela is what I used to call it.
Wow. This is like Rattata and Ratata all over
It's,
again.
it's probably
Ratata?
a niche episode.
I
but-
don't pronounce it right.
Okay, thank you.
Ratata.
Rattata.
Yeah.
Frittata. Delicious.
I have absolutely no idea what you lunatics are going about.
Pokemon. We got a lot of TV to catch up on.
Mr. Mime.
Children, you're all children. Right, okay, I will attack with my whip again.
Go ahead.
My cursed whip.
We curse said where?
Thwack! Oh dear. 12 to hit.
That is a miss.
That's
I'm
a
afraid.
miss.
Yeah, it's a good crack.
I've thwack again.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, very much so. Oh dear. That was a natural 1.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not going to make you do anything terrible, but that definitely misses. I think the first one threw you off a little bit. You're also covered in this purple viscous blood now that stinks, so that's probably putting you off slightly. And the blood's normally red and
Yeah,
much
it
more
doesn't
what you're
feel
used
quite
to.
right to
Yeah,
me,
it's
this-
kind of
this
chunky
just-
and not what you would like.
Give me normal blood any day of the week. I
You
know what
have-
I'm doing with normal blood.
You have to move up a bit to get close to it, to dip your finger in its blood.
I thought I was covered in it.
You are now. Well done. Well done.
Well played.
But you're going to have to move away from it now. Because you were 10 foot away, right? If you're going to dip your finger in its blood, you'd have had to have moved up to get close to it. So you're going to have to get away from it if you want to not be in base contact.
Although if it makes attack of opportunity, you've just cursed it, so it will take a bunch of damage.
That's true. If I stay in base contact, it's going to be able to attack me next round anyway.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
But it will hurt to do so because you've penalised it.
Let's go. Yeah.
It's up to you.
No, I'll stand my ground.
Cool. You're in the melee. Like it. Felix, you're up now. I think. Yes.
I think I will stab. At this thing.
Stab
Be stab, stab.
Yeah, so
Are you
what-
stabbing or are you slashing?
I'm slashing. Apologies.
Slashy, slash, slash.
19 plus 7 a hit.
That'll absolutely hit. Well
Yeah.
done.
And then take 2d6 of your greatest d6. Right. It's going to be 11 damage plus 4. I gotta remember the plus that 4. I haven't been plussing my 4.
That'll do it.
So yeah, it's 15 damage.
Nice.
And then he's going to take his second attack. Swinging back round. 15 to hit.
That'll do.
And another 11 plus 4, 15 damage. So 30 damage in one attack
Nice.
round.
Well done. Yeah, it was a huge hit for one round. One of these tentacles just gets cleaved, and the thing goes flopping down.
Leave. Nice.
This purple blood just starts spraying out of that.
He's going to grab it in midair, and whenever he uses it, it does as much damage as his greatsword.
It's like a tree trunk, though. This thing is
Yeah,
is
that's
huge. You hear a guttural, gurgling screaming.
Nice.
I can't
When I-
picture it.
Yeah, when I say you, what I mean is you are pretty sure you are hearing it, and nobody else is. It sounds a little bit like this.
Marge Simpson.
Yeah, Marge Simpson.
And how can he discern that from the same noise in his head that's there all the time?
It's just an extra voice. Thank you very
It's a
much.
scream rather than a chuckle.
Oh, okay.
Felix, it dislikes the fact you did that.
Cool.
You sound like you're going to.
Well, if he's going to take any kind of move,
Yeah, he's going to do that.
well, I mean, well, Felix, if he's going to take any move.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, would you like to physically?
Yeah, I mean, I will come down into base combat with the one that's being up my main.
Yeah, it's all one mass, so that
Cool.
you won't. It won't be an attack of opportunity. You can shuffle around it, and it's
And
not.
what kind of horrendous damage does he do to me now?
Yeah. So now you've done that, you hear a voice in your head.
Cool.
You don't know how it speaks a language, but it's this weird pulsating noise that kind of comes out like, "You kill my friend, you come for my gold," and it's going to try to get a bite out of you. And this huge toothy maw is going to latch out towards you, and actually, it's only going to roll a 10. So I imagine that's a miss. And this jaw's snapping at you, not much happens. One of these two tentacles is going to come whipping at you as well, which is a 13.
That misses, but not only that. When a creature misses, you can. No, I'm not going to spend any superiority. That's
Also,
all right.
he does his second attack,
Yeah.
which means Blood Curse
One
makes
yes.
him turn purple. Is that?
D8 necrotic damage.
D8 necrotic
That's
damage.
3 necrotic damage it takes.
Oh!
Right, my necrotic.
Regardless, it's going to throw another tentacle at you. So there's two
Cool.
tentacles left. Another one's going to come
Is
in.
this a
Um,
this is a third attack?
This is its third attack. Yeah.
Right, so it's going to take another necrotic.
I think it's fine with that at this point. Oh, comes in for a 12.
Oh, just a 1 on
To
that
hit.
one.
No, I missed.
Does it definitely do it every time?
Just a 1 that time. Yeah, it did. I think it said if it takes more than one attack.
Yeah, more than one attack on its turn.
Yeah.
Does that mean it happens once or twice?
It doesn't specify, it just says it takes 1d8 necrotic damage if it makes more than one attack on its turn.
I imagine there
Yeah.
are lots of lovely forums on the internet that discuss this at length. If
would
you'd
guess
like to
that's
post
once.
an answer,
I would
I would
guess.
guess it's once, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now and I'll take it. Was that an extra 1 damage?
Only one, yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Neck being 182. So
Huge amount of difference.
Sounds quite necrotic anyway.
Does sound necrotic.
As a slight bonus to that, it can't. I know you're probably not likely to, but
whistle.
until the end of my next turn, it can't go invisible or get into cover.
It can't go invisible.
No, or get into cover.
Or get into, it could get into cover in theory, it can retract. It's going to stay in base contact and not going anywhere. We're on to Elantrix again. One of these tentacles has flopped on the floor. There's this purple blood spraying out like you've struck some kind of viscous, disgusting oil. What would you like to do?
She was going to go up and attack it, but she really doesn't fancy getting her white robes covered in purple viscous
Doesn't come
blood.
out.
No. I assume
Spoilers.
these two are disgusting at the moment.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're getting it.
He didn't smell that great.
Yeah. Okay, so she is going to knock another bolt and fire it in.
Oh, it's a natural 20.
Natural 1, then a natural 20.
Oh, beauty, that'll do it.
Nice.
So it's double
Roll your attack dice twice.
twice. 7 plus
7.
1, 8. Piercing.
8 piercing plus anything? No. Beautiful. This bolt disappears within its mass somewhere. Strikes some kind of chord. You see this little purple spurt just come out, like a goes kind of 10 feet, kind of spraying out of there.
Like when you get you pierce a hose.
Exactly, kind of comes out, or a pustule of some type.
Oh,
My
yeah.
first child.
I assume you're not moving.
She's fine. Yeah.
Caston, you're up, my good friend.
Well,
But it.
I am going to. Where's the teethy mass? Is it within arm's reach of me?
It's within arm's reach of you. It's right there. It's all kind of a
right. So
ball of gnashing
Right, axe
purple
it right in its
right in his face.
Stupid.
You notice when you go in for this toothy maw, there's no eyes present around its toothy maw. Where you would
You
expect
won't see it coming.
eyes around its face, it's not there.
Disadvantage?
Not quite.
It is 23.
23 is definitely a hit.
Probably going to hit.
Eight of the slash.
8 of the slash. Sir Slashington. Yeah, you take a huge carve out the top. There's these teeth that start flying out. They're as large as kind of daggers or kitchen knives, kind of just flying out into the distance. They don't look too clean either. Obviously, dental hygiene not being high on this creature's list of priorities. Shitty teeth. That's what I say when I go to the dentist. Would you like to
So
attack?
number 2, I'm going to ready something if that's okay. And well, it's probably not an or, is it? It's
Yeah, I suppose that you would ready an action, whereas you've already taken one attack, so it'd be an
Yeah.
additional attack.
You can only do an extra attack.
Yeah, so you can ready an action, or you can do 2 attacks. Is kind of how it works.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You can choose to not attack if you so wish, but
well, obviously I'll smash again in the same spot. It is, yes, 24.
amazing. You do that damage.
Right in the chopper.
Chopper to the choppers.
90 slash.
9.
90.
90. Amazing. You're slashing into this toothy maw again. You carve a big hole out of the top of this thing's head. This purple kind of viscous. I want to say blood, but it's more like gunge. Just kind of fires over you at this point.
I don't think we had
This is me
some
getting
sort
my
of
own back.
explosives drop in
Gunge
that
tank
hole.
style.
This is like
It's
street
really
trash
good.
kind of level of colour as well. That kind of colour palette. If
If I
you like.
severed anything.
Not yet. Well, technically there was a tentacle severed. So
Purples
there
and
is that.
greens.
Wunderbar. You can move if you so wish, but
So
we're going to go
happy to
around
be
to,
here.
and I'm desperate to get this right, Phineas.
Phineas.
Phineas!
Emphasis on the A.
Phineas. Phineas. Emphasis on the A. Phineas.
Although there isn't
Man,
an
you
A,
got a
it's
thin
an E.
ace.
It's a thin anus.
I'm going to regret this name.
He's
I just shouldn't. Really, I just.
Oh,
This is
dear.
what happens when you use a random name generator.
Wait until you meet simple-minded NPCs. Phineas? Tell you what? Phineas?
Tell you what,
I'm saying it right.
I think I've got a creep for that.
Doesn't look like a Phineas to me. Please take put us out of our misery.
Looks all kind of thick. Right, okay, I'll carry on whipping away.
You do that.
I'll whip at the nearest tentacle to me.
Dueling whips.
That's a 23 to hit.
That's definitely going to hit. We're rolling higher now. I like it. We're getting some low rolls to begin with. I was getting worried.
7 whipping damage plus.
Nice.
Oh, 6 magical fiery damage.
Beauty. Well done.
Second attack. Oh, no, that's the wrong dice. That one is 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is 6 whipping damage
Beauty.
and 3 magical firing damage. Whippy, whippy, whip, whip, whippy, whippy, whip.
You smell this smell of kind of like charred, fatty grizzle. It's kind of what it smells like. And immediately, you know, when you're walking down a corridor in a block of flats, and you think, oh, that smells nice, good cooking. Then you get a bit closer, and you think, oh, actually, that might be something else.
Like driving past a beef eater.
Exactly. That's the kind of smell you're getting right now. Weatherspoons at rush hour. That's the kind of. So you're getting that kind of pungent smell coming out of this thing. You hear this gargled voice in your head, and you don't know if it's deliberate or not, but it just hears, "Retreat, get away!" Felix, you're up.
I think we're hurting it.
Good. I hope so. He's like covered in purple. The tentacle that was
And slick as well, like a seal.
I think I don't think I'm very much better off than you at the moment by this point either.
it's not great. The one that was attacking Caston.
Yes.
I am going to swing me blade at it.
You go ahead, my good sir.
So with this, 16 plus 7 to hit.
16%, that's going to hit.
And you have some with this. Roll. Oh, fair enough. 6 plus 4, 10 damage. And then my second attack.
You're not going to need it, my good friend.
Still swinging.
Still swinging.
It's going to be a 20 to hit.
Stop it, he's dead!
And then he's still going to swing. And he's going to do
Splotch, splotch.
an extra 13 damage on top of that. He's just smashing into bits of meat.
With the extra attack,
Yeah.
you do. This purple blood just sprays out. There's bits of limb in places, there's bits of teeth, there's bits of fat, and you're literally hacking through this thing, right? You just keep going, and it is hacking through. There's lumps of stuff that are probably organs, who knows.
His finisher, he's going to run up one of the tentacles and do the old blade in and down.
Lay them down, open them up.
Yeah.
This thing is deceased and passes away. It is a post creature, a past creature.
Do you think
It is
dead?
no more. You notice the last thing you see is you're hacking this thing together. One of these tentacles actually had a row of eyes just looking at you through all of the teeth. Can Caston, can Felix, and can, I've got it written on here, Thenaeus, you're welcome, all make me a constitution saving throw, please.
17.
13.
22.
22. Thenaeus.
Oh, fuck.
You're covered in this purple blood. Right, you were close enough that it's been splashed on you, you're kind of getting this feeling. You can smell visceral detail and poop. You feel a little bit unwell. You don't necessarily know what that means, but you feel unwell. Please make a note that you are poisoned.
Right.
This would mean that you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. On top of that, you feel unwell. You feel there's something going on.
How do I make a note of that one?
However you see fit. Would we like a post-it note?
In hindsight, I feel we could have talked to it.
I can make a note for you. If that's. I don't actually have a good entry that I can do that, but I'll take brief notes. Let's do that.
Have any of you ever seen anything like that?
Yeah, Felix is out of breath. Not really, no. Can't say.
Well, I'm going to check the gold.
I don't think I'll ever be using a privy ever again. I'll go in the wild.
Have you ever?
Anantix would like to investigate the body, being careful not to touch it.
You absolutely can.
Try and discern what the hell this thing is.
Can you make me a nature check? It depends kind of what you're going for. You can, if you paint me a word picture of what you're trying to find out. A nature check would be, I'm trying to ID this creature. But equally, if you want to know anything else about it, you can use a good check that you have and try and describe what you're trying to figure out.
Yeah, well, she's rolled a 13 for nature.
Cool.
She's trying to understand the general. Yeah, what is this thing?
You've heard of similar creatures before, particularly where there's large cities or a lot of viscous material. They do sometimes attract the presence of large creatures like this, abhorrent creatures, if you like. Particularly if you spent time around Equa, there'll be particular protocols, if you like, for ensuring that sewage doesn't pile up and kind of attract unwanted attention. You've heard it go by a few names, mostly uncouth. You didn't really know they were real until you've seen this one. You would probably know it as a, I'm going to try my best to pronounce this, Otyuga. Otyuga, spelled O-T-Y-U-G-H.
Mm-hmm.
If Felix tries to talk to it in his head,
Yeah,
does it speak like?
it's very dead.
It's very dead.
You made sure it was very
Yeah,
dead.
he's very like poking at the bit with the eyes and being like, hello,
Yeah, it's just
hello.
glassy eyed.
Yeah,
staring
it's just
back
like,
at you. Yeah, just pointing all in different.
Yeah.
There's three of them. They're all pointing in different
Yeah.
directions.
it might be nice.
I've got disadvantage on.
You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yep.
You don't look so good, friend.
You look peaky. You feel peaky.
Can I continue my mission to get the gold?
You absolutely can. There is a large purple body mass shoved through the hole. If you unshove it, you might be able to see where this gold is.
Yank it out, is that what you're saying?
You're gonna pull it out. Yeah, absolutely can. If you can make me a strength check, that'd be great. Or probably an athletics roll to pull this thing out.
Do you want some help?
Yeah.
Yep.
Evil!
Heave ho!
I think, do you get advantage if he's helped, or?
Yeah, you would roll advantage.
Okay,
Roll with advantage.
needed that.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Beautiful.
Plus 3.
You bench press this thing. It's huge. It's a massive creature. You pull it, and there's more body mass behind it, if you like. You kind of think the back end of a toad, kind of a white, fleshy, poopy monster, but with the feet of like an elephant. You pull this huge bulk out there effortlessly. It comes out of this hole.
Somebody paint a picture. Somebody, like two proud hunters. Look at this.
All we need now is a mantelpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this hole, and deep within this hole there's glistening gold down there.
Reaching as before. I can't remember what I was doing. I think I had my bag on a crowbar or something.
I could rope you. You could go in.
Oh, you found it.
I'll belay you.
You've earned some trust from me.
Well done. Set it all my tabs. Nice. And you're looking for this gold specifically, I imagine.
Not the shit.
Not the shit. The shit is not particularly interesting to you. As you look down, you realise where this gold's coming from. There are coin purses and bits of poop and other people down here.
Bits of other people.
Bits of other people.
He didn't say
messed.
this about people to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, bits of other people down there. This is clearly gold that has amassed because other people have not been so lucky in their quest to either use or interact with this.
I don't. Oh right, I see. I was going to say I don't understand how the first person got there, but they'll probably have the shit.
Yeah. There you go.
Normal people use toilets for shitting, not
Storing
game
the
gold.
Marvellous. If you spend a bit of time, how are you going to try and retrieve this gold? It's a long drop, so it's probably 7 foot down from where you are.
I could dangle you by your
Yeah,
ankles.
we're being a bit tangled.
You can dangle
I'll
down.
dangle him by his ankles.
You can go in. Yeah, you can dangle on in there.
Might as well make something happen.
You're relatively skilled adventurers, so I'm not going to make you roll anything. You can spend a bit of time. It's going to take you a bit of time.
I don't suppose there's any healing potions down there.
Over time, as you kind of look around, as you pull up coin purses, pockets, dismembered things that you try not to think, well, you might think about, you're probably unfazed. Some of you might be fazed by this sight. You count it out and surprisingly come to the even number of 500 gold pieces. Very specific. And 2,000 silver pieces. It's a fair amount. Then again, you look around, there aren't many outhouses around you for a long while, so kind of...
So, priest, any chance you could pray for rain? It's filthy.
You are covered in filth. There is this kind of cobblestone, slightly very dilapidated building next to you. There's a tree that's fallen through it that seems to be growing, and it's growing some kind of fauna around it, which is strange. It doesn't seem to be rooted in the ground, but it seems to be bearing.
Is there anything that looks like a well?
There isn't actually, which is a good question, but there's nothing inside this.
Just on the off chance, I'm going to go and investigate this tree and the foliage on it.
Yeah, go ahead. What are you looking for?
I'm looking to see if it's got a nice berries and things on it that might possibly be an antidote to the shit that's just...
There are berries growing on it, and there's other kind of flora going around. If you roll me a nature check.
Won't be great because I'm not used to being out and about, but... 12.
Haven't you got disadvantage on check?
Oh, you got disadvantage.
It should be calculating that automatically, but it isn't.
It isn't.
No. Normally I have advantage on that.
Or you just trained in it.
Yeah.
So I'll just give you extra
That's-
extra pointers.
Yeah, for some reason it's not automatically taking that off.
Well, you normally have advantage on it, did you say?
Yeah.
And you've got disadvantage because
Yeah.
you're poison, so it will nullify.
Alright.
Cool.
So yeah.
Might be that.
So 12.
Cool. That's 12. You take some of those berries and you take a look at it. You've seen this kind of thing before. They are fairly uncommon berries. The fact they're growing out of this tree is really strange. First point. It's not particularly normal, but you have seen these berries before. They are known to have healing properties, and they are known particularly in cases where people are poisoned to be of a healing quality.
I'm going to eat a handful of these berries.
You eat them. As you eat them, they taste kind of sour and a bit bitter. They're not the kind of thing you would eat for food. Immediately your tummy, although you kind of feel a bit wretched already, you've got to fight back the urge to bring this thing back up again. Shit everywhere. But
Best to keep it down or it comes out.
as you're eating it, two things happen. One, you immediately start to feel better. You are no longer poisoned. Welcome to the shortest period of poison that's ever existed in Dungeons & Dragons. The second thing that hits you is how surreptitious, that's surreptitious in the right word, how much of a strange consequence that was. This tree isn't in the ground. It's sprouting berries that just so happen to be the berries that cure the poison that you've just been poisoned with. That hasn't lost on you.
Okay. I will point this out to our resident intelligent person. I felt awful after that creature attacked me, and now I feel fine. Those berries. There's no. They shouldn't be here, should
She's going to pick a few, assuming there are more.
Yeah,
they? I'm going to take a handful.
it's a fairly bountiful crop.
Yeah.
You don't think it'll last very long. You know, you're going to put them in your pack. You've got rations in there. You've got weapons in there. It's going to be hard to preserve them unless you have something you can preserve them in. You imagine throwing a blueberry in a backpack. That's kind of what you're kind of dealing with here.
That was the name.
Yeah.
Blueberry in a backpack.
Just going to try and wrap them up in with their rations a little bit.
Give it a go.
I have alchemist's tools.
Okay.
Would there be
Basic.
possibly a bottle?
Yeah, there'll be a vial in there. You can pop in a vial, see how long
Yeah.
that lasts.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll swash some down into a vial.
Nice. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Give it a go.
Okay.
Felix has a torch and a tinderbox.
Yes.
He's going to probably use a little bit of the old tinder to torch this creature.
Absolutely. Give it a
It
go.
smells, and that ain't no good. So my body's telling me to get rid of this thing because it's no good for anyone.
Cool. You start setting fire to this thing. Obviously, it's kind of wet and
Yeah.
viscous, so it doesn't catch very well. You get the smell again of like burning fat. Again, it's that mixture of that's quite nice, and actually that's absolutely horrifying, all kind of in one go.
He's afraid it's a bit of like a toxic mess because it's also mixed in with like diarrhea.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Like your hunch is correct. Setting fire to it's quite hard unless you have some kind of like.
We can use bits of wood from the house.
Yeah, cool.
And
Yeah.
like say, he can use bits of timber and throw them down the hole once we've got the gold out, and really try and start some kind of fire just to get rid of this
It's
thing.
very smoky. You think it'll catch eventually, but it's going to take a bit of go.
I guess it's oily, right? So
Yeah.
I guess it creates a lot of
Yeah.
smoke.
What it is doing is letting off a fairly large plume of smoke in the sky.
That's cool.
I wouldn't breathe that if I was you.
You kind of confronted with this scene. You have this slowly smouldering kind of fleshy mass. You have this hole in the ground. You've got this broken down house with these strange berries growing from this tree. What would you like to do?
Wasn't there a sign for an inn somewhere around here?
Yeah.
I would like to go to the inn.
Does Landrix, you have anything more to say about this? This is not a normal occurrence. People getting eaten in their poopy state. It's not so good.
No, it's not. Let's follow the path.
So is there anything to do with the charms? This is the creatures appearing.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Good enough for me.
So you go back to this path and you continue along this path. The sun is fairly high in the sky at the moment. It's kind of after that combat, it's getting afternoon time, if such a time really is referred to in the land of Asher. Afternoon sort of time. It's golden spell, so the days do last a long time. But you've been travelling a lot of the day and you've just fought this creature, so you might be feeling a little bit
Really need a drink.
Desperate for a drink.
desperate for a drink.
Really need a drink.
And you start
maybe
travelling.
a bath.
Yeah, maybe a nice bath. You start travelling down this path again. Again, you're confronted by rocky outcrops that start bursting forth from this grass that's kind of swaying around you. The ground becomes more and more rugged the further you travel. And as that happens, you notice that actually there isn't anything for a good distance, if you like. You travel for a bit longer, the sun sinks a little bit further in the sky, and you start to get a real picture of how large the Elven lands are. Some of you will know this, you've lived in the Elven lands a lot of your life, you might have travelled around. Those of you that are city boys, that have spent a lot of time in cities, will be getting a real sense of how large all of this stuff actually is. There's vast tracts of land. And what's stranger is there's vast tracts of land that don't seem to have any real occupants or purpose. They're not doing anything, they're not farms, they're not occupied. From what you know of Elven politics, that strikes you as a little bit odd. A race that are very territorial and force people out of their lands. But you keep travelling, and you keep travelling, and you keep travelling.
It just makes me miss my cage, you know? Like, there's just no reason for anything to be this big.
Where are all the people? Where?
As you continue on, you're struck by a fairly large vista. You travel over a rocky outcrop, and all of a sudden a fairly large valley sweeps out in front of you. The ground is no longer grassy, but actually rocky and kind of less filled with vegetation. On your left-hand side, relatively close, kind of an hour's travel, you can see in the distance a strange shape of a structure. It looks almost like a bao bun or an onion. It's fairly large. It's on the left-hand side of the road. It comes up to a peak. Just in the distance it is, and you can see light flickering in a few hollowed-out windows within the structure, and what looks like smoke or steam rising from a couple of them. Further beyond that, just kind of in your eyes' distance, you see a collection of houses, a lot of houses, where this road is kind of travelling to. It's a big area. There's kind of little bits of lights here and there that might be fires or marketplaces, perhaps, you're not sure, but some kind of large settlement. Those of you who are from Echo will see this as a large settlement. If you've never been to kind of established lands before, this is a veritable city with kind of spires and bigger buildings. If you look even further, just as far as you can see above this city, there's some kind of very large stone structure. It would take a bit of time to deduce really what it is, because it is so far in the distance, but there's some kind of very large stone structure with turrets and kind of strange kind of architectural designs.
Is there anything to do with your lot?
Renthari Primus. The capital city in this area.
At least we can get a drink.
It's a long travel away. If you were going to go straight to the city, you think you wouldn't even make it by nightfall. But you can see it.
Nightfall, schmightfall.
Schwab.
You keep travelling. So you keep travelling down this road. Now,
That's my choice anyway.
feel free to discuss it if you so.
Any objections?
It's fine, as long as Elantrix does the talking. I tend to put my paw in my mouth. You know what I'm talking
I wouldn't if I was you.
about?
It's in the state of your paws.
Yeah, he probably would have rolled in like dry dirt.
You're trying to get rid of as much of this stuff.
So he's probably as much dirt as he is purple, but he's relatively clean.
Tempted to do that myself.
You know, fully camouflaged.
Yeah.
In this rocky terrain, you're becoming harder and harder to see.
It is becoming harder and harder to see.
You do a good job of it. You're gonna stink. It's gonna be pretty obvious.
We need to find a bathhouse.
Yeah, the same is true for you guys as well. This stuff is viscous. It's all over you. It's kind of 90s kids TV. Is what we're dealing with here.
Bodger and Badger.
You travel on.
Yes.
Marvellous. You continue to travel on. This onion-shaped building's coming up on your left. As you get closer, it's big. It's kind of roughly perhaps 2 stories tall. There's a layer of small windows at the bottom and a couple of windows on the top. You notice as you get closer, there's actually a almost like a boardwalk on the outside of it, so like a wooden structure with a fence all on the outside that people could walk around if you so wish. And can somebody make me a perception check, please? You're smelling something specifically.
Who's the most
It is canon that Felix gets advantage on smell checks from a distance, so you all are welcome to that.
using my sniffy nose?
Great. What does your dog nose tell us?
It's not great. It's 11.
11. It's probably just about enough. You get your memory gets cast back to when you were in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, when you were a very good boy, you'd be rubbed down with some kind of water with incense to kind of make you smell better.
Mm-hmm.
You were told that this is lavender. Is what the smell is, and that's exactly the smell you're getting. It's a scent of lavender on the air. It's coming from this building. It's coming out of the steam. You kind of get the steamed lavender smell.
Can't he relays that to the group?
Could be a bathhouse. I do love a bathhouse.
That'd be pretty good. Yeah. As long as there's not any tentacle creatures in the baths. Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
From now on, whenever any of us go into an outhouse or a toilet in a building, we can poke.
Yeah. It's like, is it Lethal
Yes.
Weapon with the balm on the
Yeah.
toilet? It's like
Yeah.
that. You never sit down the same way again. Unless you stop me, you're going to get closer and closer to this building. The sun is now getting lower and lower in the sky. You kind of get into late afternoon, evening time. Nobody's got a watch. You don't really know. But you know these days are long and it's getting dark. this structure's fairly large. It's kind of white, almost alabaster kind of outside, and you get this steam rising. There's a stout wooden door that holds it shut, and outside there is a sign swinging. And that sign says, make sure I get this absolutely right, otherwise it's going to be very confusing later on. Please. In un momento, por favor.
Really faded, the sign.
Really faded. You're really reading it. You're really, really reading it.
Is that a B?
Help me read this.
There you go.
Is it in comic sans?
It says, "Ye old trip to Udlag Tor."
Oh, let's run.
Wait, what?
Yes, I'm joking.
Sounds like an inn.
Yeah, but it's like a theme bar.
Maybe.
But you can walk. So there's a set of wooden steps that go up to kind of this boardwalk that goes around the whole. It's circular. It goes all the way around it, and there's a big stout wooden door that holds the front door shut. The sign's swinging.
You need to wash.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we all do.
Let's just.
We've got 250 gold for grog
I like the way he thinks.
and 1,000 silver for grog.
Let's do this.
I do like the way he thinks. I'm assuming it's thought. Let's go.
Did you half the gold and silver between us?
I did not half that amount.
Interesting.
So you're carrying all the gold and silver?
I feel like only Caston counted that gold.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
That's fine. As long as the drinks are on him.
I thought Ollie said 500 GP and 2,000 silver.
I did.
Yeah, but
But the
Caston
official-
didn't relay that information.
The official rule is if you say it, if you forget it exists, you've lost it.
No, I
That's the
guess
official rule.
role play. That's fine. That is fine.
How much are we paying? How much is Elantrix paying you guys? What do we agree?
I assume it would have been quite high.
Mm.
But in all honesty, I think I might have just come for the crack. I think the pillage of what I make on the journey is probably enough.
Mm.
So I get to break some things.
Is that a deal you did as well?
Yeah.
That he gets to pillage?
Yeah.
And she's okay with that?
What happens
I
in
feel like-
Shadecamp?
I feel like that is what may have come down to me from other people in the halfling
I mean, some Chinese whispers.
liberation front.
Save the world in as much gold as you can steal.
Like, yeah, you just gotta go along, kill some things, you take whatever you plunder. I'm the only one that's been sent, so I'm the only one stupid enough to go.
I'm just here to look after him. So that's I'm under instructions from my mysterious benefactor. So, and I don't care. I'm just going to take whatever I can find.
And I'm here because I'm awesome.
Let's go get a drink.
Who's
I'm
going
going
to
to try the door.
You're going to try the door.
Try the door.
It isn't locked. There's a.
It looks like an inn. It sounds like an inn. It quacks like an inn.
There's a relatively ornate loop as the door, as you go to the door. You open it
Before reaching out to the door handle, I'm going to attempt to wipe crap off my hands onto my trousers and succeed in making it worse.
Yeah, I'm making it muddier.
Just open
The door opens out towards you, and as that happens, this steam rolls out. This lavender scent kind of encompasses you. It's a beautiful smell if you like lavender.
Elantrix is the only one that knows it's not an inn, by the way.
Absolutely. As that happens, we're going to take a short break. We take a break for roughly 7 of your Earth minutes, an arbitrary number.
I think it does average 7.
It really did. Normally is about that length.
It's
based
normally
on my
2
data.
minutes more than what we say.
Yeah, so roughly
9.
7. Yeah.
Yes.
Your Earth minutes.
Oh no, that's 11.
That was 11. Stop it.
3 minutes less than we just said.
I'm very confused by the whole thing.
Have a wonderful time. We will see you soon. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. See you later.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hello there.
Perfect.
Fancy
Very
meeting you. Boo. You're back faster than you thought. That never happens.
That's a first.
That's because
Where's
Ollie
my
runs a
glasses?
tight ship when
Where's
it
my
comes to
glasses? I
DMing.
can't see it.
As you know, I rule with an iron fist.
Yeah.
Is that why your banana was so squishy?
What we do in the breaks, Stacey.
Sorry.
You open this door. This waft of steam and lavender comes out. As you open said door, it opens out into a kind of steamy expanse. There's two walls coming away from you, narrowing as they go. And they kind of come to a point on a stout wooden desk. All of these surfaces are white, and there's a stout wooden desk. And behind this desk, there is an elven woman.
This does not look like an inn.
She looks a little bit surprised, and looks towards you. Hello? Come in. Don't be a goose.
Okay.
I'm going in. In for a penny.
You step
morning.
up. It's probably about
Good
10
afternoon.
feet. It's good. Is anyone else coming in as well?
Lantrix is close, yeah.
Yeah, come in. For once, Phoenix is going to hang at the back.
If you could, your shoes.
Oh.
If you could, yes. You look to the side, and there is actually a small, like a light wood rack that's filled with shoes. There's a few pairs of shoes in there already of various muddy qualities. If you wouldn't mind.
Take off my boots.
What's your longest barrel-aged grog?
Oh, it's you adventurers, are you? Don't get many of your type around here.
After a fashion.
Yeah. That's quite the.
Yes, we've had
Quite
the encounter. We were looking for an inn, but also somewhere where we could get cleaned up.
Oh, well, we can definitely do a lot of that here. Welcome. We weren't expecting any guests. It's quite unusual at this time. You look at this woman, and she's wearing kind of a single black wrap that covers her up. Her feet are bare. Her skin is incredibly smooth, almost worryingly smooth, and she has all of her hair kind of tied up in a bun behind her head.
Elf.
She's an elf, yeah. Her hair's dark, kind of black. But yes, we obviously have a bathhouse if you would like to use it. Obviously, we have the steam facilities as well. There is massage rooms, the beds upstairs, of course, and a small bar.
Is this an inn?
In a manner of speaking, you can sleep here. Yeah, it's the last homely house, if you will. A place to rest and rejuvenate.
Immediately twigs on this because obviously I grew up in the city and
Right. Okay then.
I'll have a fiver's worth.
Sorry?
Sorry, old joke.
Okay.
I would like to get cleaned up and have
No
a drink.
stew joke. I think.
Sounds remarkably well. Yes. So you would like a room for all of you? Is that how you want to do this?
I'll sleep anywhere.
I think a room each.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, we don't have a lot of rooms. In fact, we only have we have a few communal rooms that are available, and we have a few rooms that are locked rooms. You know, for certain clientele.
Escape rooms.
Depends how private you are.
You afraid of a few farts?
Not really, to be honest.
I'll take a locked room, please.
Yes, there is a matter of signing in, and obviously we need to have your name, if that's okay.
Of course. My name is Lantrix Elquine.
She writes your kind of name in the book. There's this book that appears from beneath the desk, and she writes your name down. Would you be paying as you leave? Is that how you would like
Yes.
Right, makes a note. And for you, gentlemen,
I don't mind sleeping in the communal room, but I would like a hot bath. Steam bath would be fantastic.
of course, in your name,
Phineas.
and you'll be playing as you lead.
Put it on my tab.
And gentlemen,
Is there a miniature grog house in the room?
sorry, I don't know this.
Any
word.
refreshments?
There is a bar on the ground floor. You're very welcome to go there if you so wish.
Let's go in there now.
So, if I can have your name, your name, please.
Oh yeah, we'll take a room for 3
No,
under Caston.
No, I'll sleep on the porch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can come with. You can come out.
That's okay. I'll sleep on the dirt. Oh, it's okay.
It's not a.
No. Well, I will go somewhere else at night, and if I happen to end up on the porch, it's fine.
But we charge for the room. You see, the rest of the services are
I
involved.
just need to clean the room. Why are they not?
Your top room, Mom.
The top room. You'd like
The top room.
You'd like a locked room for the three of you.
For the 3 of us.
Of course, Caston. Very welcome. Yes. Yes.
How
of
much
course.
are those rooms?
Ah, well, it depends on the services, and the locked rooms probably, depending on the service you choose, around 10 gold pieces a night.
Yeah, we'll pay when we leave, right?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll pay.
We got 2. We got enough.
Marvellous. That's very welcome. Good to see you all. We haven't had a lot of guests. You didn't see any travellers while you were out there, did you?
Out in the town. We haven't gone into the town.
No? Nobody travelling to and from?
No.
You don't seem officials. You didn't see anything like that wandering around.
We are on official business.
Yes?
Why are you so worried?
Worried? Why would I be worried?
Why are you so worried about officials?
No reason at all. For the same reason that everyone else is. It's an establishment that we just need to make sure we know who's coming and going.
Can I see if I believe it?
Can insight roll, please.
17 plus 3, 20.
20. She is definitely worried about something.
You got anything, or you would need 4 very capable warriors to sort out, maybe?
Well, I'd rather.
I mean, we can pay, but why not? You know, we got special services. You can maybe get more than 10 gold's worth. You know.
I can't really. I don't think this is something you'd be able to help with, but that's very kind of you. Thank you very much.
Surprised.
Please,
The things that we
Big brown puppy eyes of persuasion.
you go ahead.
Is that a special skill?
Oh no, it's only 7.
Better than you think. I'm just worried that there's been a small problem. We're dealing with said problem. I was worried that there were perhaps just carries around. You don't strike me as the type. I think we'll get on famously. I just would very much like it if everything could be calm and your transition here smooth.
Depends on the quality of your alcoholic beverages.
We have the finest quality alcoholic beverage.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Do you often get justice priests coming
Infrequently, but when they do, they don't half they don't half make them presence known.
And is there any here? Why don't?
Well, it's hard to be sure entirely, but not normally the type.
He's gonna look at the boots that are on the rack.
That is a very good
Any,
thing.
any of them have a little J on a tag.
You'll notice, other than yours,
Hmm.
there is a small set of woman's shoes, a larger set of, you think they're woman's shoes, they're plimsolls, they're obviously matching what she's currently wearing. You have a set of hardier boots that are there, there's 2 other sets of boots as well, other than the shoes that you have.
Cool. And do any of them look like soldier's boots or anything kind of military-esque.
It's hard to tell. They're not reinforced or particularly well worn.
That's interesting. What do they smell like?
Advantage?
Jeez.
Elven feet.
Oh, 19 plus 3.
Feet, mud, the ground that was outside.
They've been travelling for 20 miles.
One of them might have stood in tobacco at some point in the last 3 days, but nothing that particularly. If tobacco exists, we'll say yes.
Might have stood in tobacco. Is it tobacco from the northeast?
What are you, Sherlock
But
Holmes?
no, based on whether it is.
They've travelled here or from.
So I imagine elven tobacco is probably a much lighter brand than what is puffed by the
Locals.
the little man.
No,
Gnomes. I imagine gnomes smoke a very harsh
tobacco. It is elven. The kind of tobacco that if you were an elf that smoked such things, which not a lot do, that an elf would smoke. Yeah. I'll give you that.
Elves. Well, it's likely that we're going to encounter them around here anyway, so.
I just don't want to bump into any more of those dudes. And I am worried if we stay the night, then they might catch up with us anyway.
What do you do's? What's the I don't understand.
Doodads?
Doodads.
Wild animals?
Wild animals? There's a doodad out there, is there?
No.
Is that what makes you so? Is that the smell? Doodad.
Doodads? Anyone?
These 3 will wash. We'll take a room. Thank you very much.
Of course, yes. Please
Joining
head on in.
Atlantis.
As you travel around me, you will see to your left-hand side as you enter will be the bathhouse. Further around as you progress is the massage rooms. There is a staircase that you will see, and that'll take you up to your rooms. Please wait to be shown to your room if you wouldn't mind. There is a bar that you can be shown to, and also a steam room. Should you? The steam room will be on your right-hand side as you pass. You notice as you look, there's a wall behind where the desk is, and you look through kind of an open aperture. You can see it's circular. This whole place is circular. There's a spiral staircase that hooks the outside of the wall and takes you up to the second floor. Other than that, there's a series of doors. There's 4 that you can see, 2 on the left, 2 on the right.
There's an outhouse a little way down to
Yes.
the southwest.
Yes, that's right.
The only one that's been there recently?
We haven't seen anybody travel for a little while. The people I've had have stayed the last 2 nights.
There's a creature living in it.
Oh, really? Sorry to hear that. You didn't lose anybody, did you?
No, we didn't, but it might explain your missing clientele.
Ah, I see. It has been very quiet. Thank you. I'll write to the town guards and we'll see if we can have it moved on.
That won't be necessary.
We will be preparing an invoice for our services in removing this creature.
Okay. It's quite peculiar, but I'm not sure if the coffers are quite out. We haven't had any guests for quite a long time.
If you need any proof, then just give us a smell.
Oh, that is the pun of the doodad. So you encountered this
That was
doodad.
the doodad, yes.
Wow, that's we get so few adventurer types here. It's wonderful to see you. I, for one, am very into human culture. I'm sure you'll find yourself very comfortable here. Thin ales.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
He likes thinny.
Thinny. You humans and your wonderful.
Could I just get
But his humour's thin
a
on
bath
the
and a
ground.
drink? Please.
And I've never seen a halfling quite so hairy.
I really am. I need a wash.
It's marvellous. But please head on in. Make yourselves comfortable.
Felix will hang back to have a private word with this lady.
Sure.
I'll go to the bar. You come
First
to the bar?
round on me.
Fantastic.
Elantrix will stay with Felix.
We'll split the party. We'll have Elantrix and Felix first,
We'll double up.
just so I don't have to remember the accent for that.
Cool. So he'll put his sword over his shoulder and sort of take a couple of steps towards the doors, but then sort of stop and raise a side eyebrow at him. And he'll be like, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Just Cruise myself, so if you feel you need someone to talk to lighten your load, you come find me. And that's it. He's just going to give her a bit of a nod, basically.
Thank you, young half. Can I help you?
No, thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
As you travel through, there are multiple doors. Each one is written on in Elvish. They are relatively light wood, unlike the kind of thick, dark wood of the front door. These are kind of light, almost like a pine-esque wood, if pine exists in Nashua. I assume it does. Kind of a light pine wood. They have a black script written on them, and they are labelled. So the one on your left as you enter says baths. Further round it says massage. The two on the right, the furthest in the back corner, says bar. And the one to your right says steam. That's it. There's a staircase that goes up.
Drink first, then bath.
Bath for the dog.
Drink first.
Bath. So you're going to go to the bathhouse. You're going to the bathhouse. The rest of you go to the bar. Is that how it's working?
Yeah.
Constant tricks.
Come on. Loosen up.
You've earned this one.
Sorry, we go to the bar again.
Yeah, she will.
Okay, good. So you three are going to the bar.
Yeah.
We'll go into the bathhouse first.
The
You
priest is not
come
going.
through to your left.
I'm
Pine
a
door
priest.
opens.
Look like a priest.
There are
Quite like a priest.
4. So there's this white kind of alabaster walls and ceiling everywhere. You have these 2 almost onion-shaped windows. They're just holes in the wall. That doesn't matter. It doesn't feel cold because the steam is kind of everywhere. It feels nice and warm in here. There are 4 stone kind of elliptic tubs, if you like, made of water. They're actually raised from the ground, not set in the ground. Quite weird for a bathhouse. They've obviously been carved to be above ground. They're filled with hot water, and you can see the steam coming off it. And they actually have lavender floating in the water around them. There are coat hooks to kind of hang up your clothes. That's everything.
He's not wearing any clothes. He's just going to go to the nearest tub.
Yeah.
He's going to toss the sword in because the sword's filthy.
Yeah, that's good.
And then he's going to climb up and walk on in. And sort of as he goes in, there's just going to be this wake of filth that's just going to come off him.
The stone is warm to the touch, and as you notice, this thing's probably been heated from below somehow. It kind of clicks. I don't know how you get this, but it kind of clicks. This whole structure's raised off the ground. There's obviously something going on below it.
So maybe fire's underneath or something like that.
You'd assume so. This lavender covers any smell of smoke. You haven't smelled any smoke. But yeah, it's lovely and warm. It's not hot, but it's lovely and warm.
Is it deep enough to doggy paddle? If you
Very much so. So you could probably comfortably fit 3 relatively large humans in here.
Yeah.
Kind of.
He's just
So
swimming in circles.
he's just going to doggy paddle in circles, but he's ruining this pool.
Yeah, it's filthy.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Marvellous. You start to already feel better. As somebody who's fought in the arena, but as adventurers, bathing and washing yourself is infrequent, other than kind of jumping in a river. So actually, it's the shower that we have almost daily, if not every other day, is kind of a thing of a distant past. You're lucky if you shower you're lucky if you wash within a 10-day, right? So this is really the height of luxury.
The worst thing for him is he gets mud between his claws, right?
Yeah.
And then it really gets clumps in his paws. So like he genuinely can't physically move as well until he's bathed. And once he's bathed, he feels 1,000 times better. Gets
a bath.
Yeah, and he gets a little bit of curl back in his hair as well. He'll stay there for a bit.
Yeah, so you feel free to move around. Let me know if you do anything specific. Heading towards the bar. There's one of these pine doors. It's got bar written on it, and you open it up. And as you do that, you step into another white alabaster room, and there are 4 cylindrical stone structures that come straight up from the ground, and then each one has actually 3 large stones next to it, probably meant to be seats and tables. Everything's fairly warm to the touch. The whole thing's quite warm and pleasing. And the scent of lavender, while it's not particularly steamy in this room, does echo through. There are these kind of open apertures that are onion-shaped to the walls, so you can see out through them, but again, it doesn't feel cold. It's quite warm in the structure. There is a large wooden bar, for want of a better word, that stretches out the whole outside circumference of the building. And up mounted on the wall of various bottles of different colours that have kind of different motifs within them. And behind said bar, there is an elf. Funnily enough, a ginger elf. And they seem surprised to see you. You open the door, and all of a sudden they're kind of just absent-mindedly looking around in the sky, and the door opens and kind of jumps, and then gives you a bit of a smile. Says, "Please come in. Get a table. Get a table when you are ready."
Fantastic. I will sit at the table nearest the bar.
The seat is warm. The table's warm. It kind of really starts to warm you through to the inside.
I apologise for my filthy friends. They insisted on coming for a drink before going in the bath.
It is surprising how often that happens. But it's not a problem at all. We take all kinds here.
They appreciate what it takes to earn your beer.
It's true.
Well, Lantrix, this is the most fun I've had in weeks. So, what can I get you?
No, I don't drink.
We have plenty.
Do you have... Where are we now?
We're near Renthari Prime.
Do you have the Renthari Prime special?
I'm sure I'll be able to put something together, but we mostly have restoratives.
We'll have 3 Renthari Prime specials.
Just two.
2 for Elantrix, 1 for Thinny and I.
You are an augur, is that right?
That is correct.
Would you like something that isn't alcoholic? We have mineral waters and oils, and restorative drinks of all kinds.
That would be nice, thank you.
Of course, I'll do something immediately. And a Renthari Prime special.
It's basically the strongest thing you have in the smallest glass you have. The kind of volume to strength ratio.
Of course. And this will be on the room, presumably?
Yeah, we have a room.
He gets out a book and starts writing it down. And then he gets out 3 glasses that are all the same shape. He mixes something in 2 of them that has kind of a purple bottle comes out, and he looks a little bit unsure. And he goes and gets an orange bottle and kind of mixes a little bit in there. The kind of unsure that a barman has when they're trying to look very confident is kind of what's happening. And he mixes 2 of these drinks together. And then he pulls out a relatively large lime-coloured bottle and pours the 3rd drink. He brings them over to you and places them down on the table. He's got a ginger hair tied behind his head. He's in a single white wrap. He's not wearing any shoes. And he places them down in front of you and says, please take your time. Drink. If you need another,
Clink, bang.
Can you both make Constitution saving throws?
Brilliant.
17.
16.
16. It's got a kick. It's got an awful kick. It's almost like a mixture of a lovely fruity cherry port with kind of the fire of a whiskey in kind of a 200ml glass. So it's kind of a big old thing. If you're chugging the whole thing, it's going to feel like you've got a huge body weight. You feel great. This is really going to kick you pretty hard.
I'll have another one of those, please, and then I'm going to go and have a bath.
Of course, yeah.
All right. 2 more. 2 more.
Why not?
Here. And I'll have 2 more as well.
Two. Why not? I could make a jug.
Chug.
Chug.
On the room, yes.
Elantrix.
Yes,
Of course. You'd be surprised. Many people do not consume alcohol of this quantity.
What's the smallest alcohol you can have, Elantrix?
He's mixing this jug.
It clouds my judgment and my...
There's nothing to judge apart from having a shower right now. in my culture, we celebrate the victories.
Roll persuasion.
And you brought me on board. This persuasion
I'll add mine to that.
is a 19.
I'll add mine to that. God. That's a 12. I've added a 12.
I prefer to
I
stay.
didn't want to come here, Landon.
She's going to.
He brings this jug over of this kind of slightly orange liquid.
She's going to
top up
try and
both
whisper.
of our glasses and
She's going to try and whisper to you so these don't hear.
Yeah.
Pretend to give me one of those.
There you have to pretend. Yeah.
Yes, okay. He goes away and now looks very confused. He's trying to. He's looking around, putting various things together, mixing bottles. He comes around with something that. Can you guys make an insight roll, please?
15.
9.
9. Looks legit. Yeah, this is definitely the same thing that you're having. To you, what you were drinking looks a little bit what you guys are drinking. This lovely smell, this taste is kind of like if you took iron brew and diluted it by half. It's kind of the colour you're looking for. This one's slightly too yellow. Side by side, you know there's something up. He passes you this drink.
I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt on this one. I'm not going to spoil the mood by forcing it.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Before I
It's
start this
worse.
journey on Antrix, I would have expected this. Someone of your order not sipping from the same glass as a lonely halfling. But you proved a few things today. But at least you're sipping with. And I cheers you for it. Cheers is the jug. On the little glass.
She holds it out and takes a drink. Hopefully it tastes alcohol free.
It does. It doesn't taste great though.
No.
Yeah, it tastes like a mixture of kind of floral mixes in the same glass. You get powerful hits of like peppercorn, powerful hits of like citrus fruits all in one go. It's a little bit unpalatable. But the colour's
Good enough.
about right.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Better than what she was worried with.
Exactly. If you guys are drinking again, can you make Constitution saving throws, please?
You don't want a Bellini? Or...
Yeah, passion fruit Bellini.
Can roll that again because I'm lucky.
Yay!
Oh, nice. Not that lucky.
10.
19.
19. You're feeling the effects of this alcohol, but it's not drastic. You know, you could probably slug a few of these without feeling headachy in the morning. It's strong stuff, but you guys are strong guys, so you're not particularly worried right now.
So after finishing my second one and pouring a third, I'm going to head for the bathroom.
Could we take these to the shower?
Paying customers can take the drinks wherever they like, sir. It's just wonderful to have you here.
I like this place.
Fantastic. The jug is going.
So I'm going
Bathhouse?
to head towards the bathroom, bathhouse.
Antrix is.
She's going to head back to reception.
Okay. While that's going on, you're bathing. Having a good time doing so.
He's gone.
You're gone. Where have you gone?
Oh, I think all he's left is a big old black slick in a pool. He's going to go wandering and try and see if he can find the other guests. Yeah, that he and his sword are clean. He is leaving a bit of like a wet stain wherever he goes. So he's tried to waggle it off, but that's about it.
While you're leaving, you hear some kind of raucous activity from the bar. You know that's where your colleagues have gone.
Yeah.
So you can hear that going on. You're astute enough that if you listen, you can hear the voices and an extra.
When he goes up to the door, it says, press X to enter, but if you do this, you will not be able to return.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you've done everything you want to do before you enter this room. Other than that, you know that there is, there's that room which is the bar, there's a door to the massage room. There's a door that says steam on it, and there's the stairs going up.
Cool, yeah, we'll check the massage room out first.
You take a peek through the door. There's no
For the keyhole.
peek through the keyhole. I'm going to peek through the keyhole.
It's the Honeybee Inn or whatever.
You peek through the keyhole. There, you see just about through the keyhole. You can see some kind of stone rectangular structures that almost are to lie on. They're kind of slightly carved to make it comfortable for someone to lie on. Doesn't seem like there's anyone in there.
Cool. He'll knock the door and then listen.
Knock the door and listen. There's no response.
Next door.
Cool. You go to what looks that says steam on the door. You can peek through the keyhole again.
Yeah.
There are pits built into the ground. It's hard to see because it's very steamy. As you put your eye to the keyhole, there's lavender-scented steam coming right in the eye. You try and keep it open, but you're just blinking a bit
It's
too
like
much.
red ring.
Yeah, like watering as it goes, and you can kind of see these pits hewn into the ground. That's about it. That's all you can see.
Try and knock again.
You try and knock again. You don't hear anything. Can you roll me a investigation check, please?
What's the guts, Johnny? It's only a 6.
Only a 6. You thought at first that this door just sounded a bit odd, but there's nothing that particularly makes you think that. It just rattled a little bit differently than the others. But no response.
Okay. Then yeah, he'll start wandering upstairs. I imagine to his back a crowd will appear at some point, but yeah, he'll wander up the
You
stairs.
start wandering up the stairs, and as you do so, you hear the door to the bar open. As that happens, if you wish to stay hidden, you can do, but they are your...
Yeah, I would like
colleagues.
to try and stay hidden from my colleagues, because
That'll
I
be it.
think that someone keeps trying to listen into what
Yeah.
what I'm up to. It's only a 4 plus 3, so 7 stuff.
I doubt anyone's got a passive perception below 7.
So they can see me. Little son.
There is a small dog-like creature making its way up the stairs as you enter the atrium. You now all encounter one another. Felix is heading up the stairs. You guys are just leaving the bar.
Felix, you can rattle the jug.
We have booze.
No, I'm just going to go and try and find the room.
Do you know the one drink rule? How like you're all right if you're within one drink of everybody else.
Yeah.
These guys are 2 drinks in, so you're slightly outside the bounds of the one drink rule.
I'll catch up in a little bit.
It's good booze.
Good.
We should not linger here.
Bath. What?
That's the most
Have your bath.
NPC thing you've ever said. We should not linger here.
Yeah. Not lingering, just going for a bath.
Fine.
I'm heading into the room marked bath.
You head into the bathhouse. We've described this before. There's these stone basins, if you like, big enough to fit the kind of 3 fully grown men in there. One of them is filthy, absolutely filthy. Like it is
Not
filled
gonna
with
get it.
sludge.
Not gonna
Yeah.
get it.
The other 3, pristine, beautiful. It's a warm room. What about you guys? Where are you heading?
Bathing it up.
Heading to the bath. Alantrix?
Is the receptionist still there?
They're behind a wall, so it's hard to tell.
Okay. She just wants to go back to her.
Cool, you're going to head over to where the receptionist is.
Mhm.
Absolutely fine. We're going to follow Felix as you go up these stairs. They're wooden and kind of stuck into the wall as they go up.
Oh, cool.
So they creak, if you like, as you step on them.
Yeah.
But they're sturdy. They're made of some kind of thick oak. Easily take you away. It travels around all the outside of the building, all the way up, and it leads you on to kind of a wooden veranda, if you like, that goes all the way around the top aperture. There are... reading my notes. 5 apertures on this floor that are all covered by a curtain.
Yeah.
They're the first ones you come to. There are 3 that have stout oak doors in front of them. And one of the rooms that has a curtain or a shift kind of in the way has another elf stood outside of it. They're covered in one of these wraps. It's actually black. And they have kind of tied back brown hair. They don't look particularly high elven, but they're stood in front of this curtain.
Have they seen me yet?
What was your stealth check again?
7.
Yes.
Cool. Then he'll wander on up nonchalantly. Hello, friend.
Hello, sir. Well, good to see you. You get closer, you realise they're female, but it's hard to tell from a distance. But you kind of got it as you got there.
It's hard to tell for Felix, generally.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably indifferent.
Yeah. You look
They
like
appear female, is what I should
a
say.
pig standing up. Yeah. What brings you here? You,
No particular reason. I work here.
oh, you work here.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Where do you live?
When I'm working, I'm sometimes lucky enough to sleep here. I actually hail from Renthari Prime.
Were you born there?
In Renthari Prime, yes. Not
Nice.
here.
Nice. I've never been to Renthari Prime. Anything I need to know?
What would you like to know?
What the local people like? What the politics like? You know, what should you say? What shouldn't you say?
Nobody's ever asked me that before. It is. Are you a halfling, by the way?
Yeah, a very hairy one. Yes.
So remarkable. Where do you come from?
I come from the northern lands and the plains, and we all look like this.
Really?
Yes.
The north, out in the wilds.
Yes.
Wild halfling.
Hence my wild look.
That is remarkable.
Thank you.
And what brings you here?
I am being paid. I'm a travel guard for an augur.
What are the augurs of Nella here?
Yes, we've just come from the old big battle.
From Spetacala.
Yes, that one.
It's not particularly unusual, but still, it's always remarkable to have one of them travel through here.
Yes, pretty good. Yeah, so this place I'm going to, anything I should know?
Brentari Prime. Yes, there are two major districts. It's ruled over by obviously the Duke and his wife.
Obviously.
What is it that you want to know about it?
Let's sidetrack. You had any ruffians or anyone come through here recently?
You want to know about the people who came through here? You should really talk to somebody else about I'm not sure if I can divulge details of who stayed here recently.
Divulge? No. I'm not trying to spruce you. Yeah, it's still good. Just making conversation.
You should talk to you should talk to Ilyana about that.
Okay.
I'm just.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just work here,
Exactly.
and you live in Renthari Prime.
Correct.
Yeah. What's your name?
Anari. Why do you wish to know?
Oh, I apologise. It is a custom of ours in the north to get to know people that we meet. It's we have a very level way of talking. I realise the elves are way up here and we're way down here, but
We don't all feel that way.
no.
What is your name?
I am Felix.
Felix.
Yeah.
It is wonderful to meet you, Felix.
Pronouns he, him.
He, him, Felix.
Nice to meet you.
It is very nice to meet
And
you.
he does a very big formal bow, like almost an over bow. You're very welcome.
Wonderful to meet you. We are cleaning this room. Have you been assigned a room? Do you know?
Why is it like a murder scene? And he's gonna like
A murder scene?
What?
She actively tries to stop you.
Oh, why do you need to clean it? What's wrong with
Have
it?
you said anything about a murder? There's not been a murder here. You should really talk to Ilyana.
You click the right option on the menu. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. That sounds good. You clean all the rooms.
Of course, we have a very high level of hygiene.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got to report something because you're
Report? What do you mean?
Well, downstairs.
To who?
No, to you.
Oh, sorry.
But given that you said you were cleaning this room,
Yes.
Downstairs one of the baths is completely ruined. I actually think it's blocked. I could do if you can see. Yeah, I could do you having a quick look at it.
Okay.
I'll tell you this, by the time she gets down there, two more of them are going to be blocked as well.
Could you, is it possible for you to tell Ilyana about that? There was only the three of us here, you see, and I have to clean this room.
I'm going to be really honest with you. She was not very helpful at the door. I have already told her. She just kept talking about Justicruise and
What about just?
yeah, I know. She just kept talking about him, and I was like, I don't know anything about Justicruise. And then
Are they here? Are they coming?
she said something about them. Maybe they are. But you should go and deal with the bath.
When you say maybe they are,
Yeah.
she just runs downstairs. She's gone. She's absolutely run downstairs.
Right. I open the curtain.
You open the curtain. And we're going to go to the bathhouse.
Oh, we might somehow.
One of the baths is covered in this filth. Presumably, you're getting in a bath that isn't covered in filth.
Yes.
There are coat hooks. There's various things around it to catch your gear, kind of pine, kind of little tables and things that hold your gear. But other than that, there's 3 baths that are not sullied, if you will.
I'm going to go and sully one of the baths. I'm going to strip off my armour.
Someone sullied this bath.
Deeply sullied.
Deeply, deeply. Oh, I've been so sullied. I've never been so sullied in all my life. I'm going to strip off my armour, but not my undersuit because that's covered in gack as well. So I'm just going to sink into the hot water, and yeah.
It's wonderfully restorative. It's warm. It smells of lavender. There's lavender kind of flowers floating within it.
While I'm relaxing, I'm going to reach over, get my armour, and just with a bit of cloth, just wipe it off with some of the water.
It's turning into a bit of a tannery.
Yeah. I'm not soaking it, but just enough to wipe the brick off
Absolutely.
it.
General cleaning.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Actively bathing?
Jumped in.
Yeah. Are you in the same bath? Different
Fully
bath?
on in the same bath.
Roll a d12!
I've been in bathhouses before, I know how it works.
Absolutely. So you're kind of splashing around generally. Yeah. Splashing each other. Elantrix?
She's at the lobby area.
Oh yes, you've gone to see Ilyana.
Yeah.
You assume is Ilyana. So
I
you.
assume you're Ileana.
How do you know my name? So you guys will continue to bathe and rest as we move on.
Chug of booze on the side of the bath.
Yeah, feel free. Do you guys take another drink? That is a good question.
Well, we will be drinking whatever's left in that.
Yeah.
Cool. So whatever's left. Cool. There's at least probably 2 glasses each
Oh,
left in this jug. It's a big old jug.
I'm going to sip on it. I'm not going to chug it down, but as I'm sort of...
Until I push it and make him drink it.
Yeah. Can you both roll, before we move over, can you both roll a constitution saving throw, please? You probably saw that coming.
18.
15.
Oh, wonderful. You could just keep drinking this stuff all night. You're feeling lovely, you're feeling a little bit tipsy, you're feeling warm, the bath's warm, it's incredibly relaxing.
This is
But no
better than
major effects.
fighting.
Dare to go in the Felix bath.
Drink
So
it.
just looking over it. I'm not going
It is
anywhere.
solid.
And you're
It
pretty
is
sure
true.
something's like swimming in it?
Yeah. There's like a film of oil on the top layer. All that oily kind
To be
of...
honest with you, if I hadn't seen Felix going off up the stairs, I wonder if he was still in there underneath all that shit.
And saying that your oil used to be, your fur used to be slick, you're now looking quite poofy.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like really poofed
yeah.
up.
Because you were shaking yourself dry as well. So.
It probably helps to confuse people as to what I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like he's just like a really hairy dude.
We head over to Elantrix. You travel around this wall, and Ilyana is there. She was kind of looking through the book, generally busying herself, and she hasn't noticed you appear so far. Not that you know her name.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. May I help you?
Yes, I've not travelled this far to Renthari Prime before.
Oh, of course.
How welcoming will they be of my non-elf companions?
That's a very good question. This is kind of probably the last place you will find refuge before the wall for your kind that you have brought with you. There are 2 major districts in Renthari Prime. To be explicit about it, there is a human district and an elven district. The human district will be the first you come to, relatively welcoming for your compadres, less welcoming for yourself perhaps, but everything above board, it's not a lawless town. You'll find the respect that you deserve. Further on the hill, there is a divide and you'll find the elven district, perhaps more to your tastes. The outer wall leads on to the Duke's private estate. We haven't been there in some time, perhaps a 10-day, but it's quite common for the Duke and his lady to travel to the Elven District. You may even meet him.
And they're welcoming of travellers, elven travellers?
Yes. You must remember, this is the path to the... you have to, unless you're particularly hardy, travel through Renthari Prime to get to the outer wall. It is, of course, the district that a lot of people take in order to get to Shade Camp. So we get all sorts travel through the area, sometimes under lock and key. So it's not unusual to have unusual individuals travel, should we say. Not for some time, perhaps, but yeah, quite welcoming. You won't be the strangest. The hairy halfling, perhaps, would be quite a sight, but yes, the Elven District perhaps less welcoming of your friends, but very welcoming of yourself.
Do you know of the augurs?
Of course I do, yes. Spetikaza is a day and a half's travel from here, so perhaps 2 day. So yes, I haven't been myself, but I've heard good things, and many of your kind have travelled this way.
And you know of our mission then?
Yes, of course. Yes.
To seek the chimes. Listen for the unusual events.
Yes, of course.
Yes, and if we're always asking, we're always seeking, have you seen anything unusual?
Can you roll me a persuasion check? Or an intimidate? It's up to
She'd
you.
persuade. 18.
I like that she's just like, yeah, I've heard, yeah, everything.
Why?
Yeah, I'm a big, New Testament, Old Testament.
The whole thing.
Both are great.
Go every Sunday. Sorry, you said 18. Strange. What do you mean, strange?
Well, did you hear, did news travel of the madness that was inflicting the human land?
Yes, I did hear that.
Anything,
The people killed a god.
so they say, yes.
Yes.
Now, is anything similar? Anything unusual, madness, or strange happenings?
Can you... Yes, there has been something strange. Something unusual that I would like to not be known more publicly. You must come with me. Please come with me.
Okay, she follows.
You hear movement downstairs. The splashing of baths, the drinking of various liquids.
The drinking of baths.
The drinking of baths, perhaps. The,
Vic-
coughing,
the
the vomit.
victorious
The
song.
splashing of alcohol and the drinking of baths.
Yeah. You also hear a muffled conversation. You know, while they're doing Elantrix, the other person who assumes this receptionist, you hear movement. However, this fades into the immaterial as you pull back this relatively light silk woven shift that separates you from the inside of this.
Yeah.
Breaking the table.
You pull it back, and within that room is
A toilet.
with teeth. Give me 1 moment. There are 5 fine linen beds. They're relatively simple. They haven't got tentacles or anything like that. These 5 beds, they've got fine linen, 3 of which are actually unmade. However, all of this you don't really worry about, because in the centre of the room there is a body.
He starts to monologue. It's a real like the city was a whore. Yeah, just another crime scene for all 3x5. He's seen his fair few.
And the hero Renthari Prime needs.
Slow motion dive.
He's in there just in black and white.
It's relatively dark in this room because
Yeah.
the sun's going down, and you notice that actually these rooms are currently being lit by these kind of onion-shaped holes in the wall. But as you walk into this room, there's this body lying kind of off to one side. You smell a strange smell. That smell is kind of... I won't make you roll for it, but you can if you wish.
I get advantage, so I want to do it. 12 plus 3, 15.
15. It smells almost like when it's not golden spell and the leaves are falling in the trees, and there's a lot of undergrowth around. It has that kind of pungent, musky smell.
Like a mouldy dam.
Exactly. That's
It's a
exactly.
musk of autumn.
Yeah, a musk of autumn about the place. If it's hard to tell what this person was, as you look closer at their face, they seem to be covered in some kind of black fungus that's growing from them. There's kind of hyphae growing out of them in various places. Across their face, their hands.
Does it
and
remind me
its face.
anything of what was on Thorinir?
Can you make me probably a medicine check with advantage?
Medicine.
Medicine.
10.
10. It's very similar.
Okay.
It's less kind of barky.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that structure. It's kind of more fungoidal and kind of it's growing out, I suppose. But it is black and there's kind of grey hyphae growing out this. It's hard to see if there was a face under there, but there's elements of kind of mouth and nose and teeth, but the skin's kind of just been totally ruptured by this thing. Can you make me a will saving throw, please?
Oh,
Well, that's 3.5.
Oh, sorry. What's it called in this edition? The mental one.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Intelligence. Wisdom or intelligence?
Wisdom, please.
it was just 4.
4. This thing is horrifying to behold.
Okay.
You can roleplay this however you like, but you are afraid of this thing.
Cool. Yeah, it will start to like shiver, like in sort of bouts of shivering, and involuntarily make little whining noises.
Yeah.
As that happens, you hear footsteps coming up the stairs. You're approaching up the top of these stairs. Are you going to actively do anything? There are people approaching you.
You probably won't want to stay in there, so as they approach, they'll probably see him walk out from behind the thing and just maybe be shaking his head. Yeah. You know where you're going, you know.
Ileana kind of looks at you, quite afraid, but then also remembers the there's recollection on her face. She obviously remembers the kind words you said earlier. Knows that you're together. Please, you must tell me what I have to do. I don't know whether to call the just decrees, whether to remove it, whether to burn it. I've no idea. But if word gets out about this, they'll come and they'll take everything from us.
Have I seen it yet?
Probably not.
No, well,
they're talking behind a shift, right? She seems quite desperate.
Yeah.
Hot damn it, Antrix, you're going to want to have a look at that.
Okay. So she obviously walks through.
But be prepared. Scary as fuck. His words.
We obviously describe what this thing looks like. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
17.
It's a horrible thing to behold, but it's quite intriguing. Something about it is quite interesting to you.
Can I discern the race?
It's hard. It's really, really hard. If you make me an investigation check with advantage, for a reason I won't tell you.
With advantage. 22.
22. Didn't look quite elven. Didn't look quite human. You think they're probably some kind of mixed race.
Almost a half elf, if you will. Yeah.
Got it again. How do you know not an elf halfling? You don't know that. Stature would give it away.
Okay.
you guys are obviously still bathing. You're happy to keep bathing and drinking. However, if you wanted to give up that at any point, you're welcome to come out of that room.
We're probably going to be there until the jug runs dry.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw to see if you drown?
Probably I'm going to want to sleep at some point. 14.
13.
Absolutely fine. You keep chugging this stuff.
Chugging, a little nap.
Exactly. You're feeling great.
Chilling out. I mean, we've got no idea what's going on up
But
there.
you know, kind of the turn. We all know the turn. When you kind of drink and you go from having a good time to having a bad time. It's still a good time.
Yeah,
You're doing absolutely fine. Everything's great.
It's not, none of this is going wrong yet.
You're getting a little drunk, but nothing you can't handle. You can control of yourself. Everything's kind of going okay.
Chewing the fat,
Yeah.
chatting about crap.
You will continue to be able to do that. You continually be resting. If you choose to leave at any point, you'll encounter some kind of conversation in the hallway. Feel free to do that at any point. Let me know.
The jug will be empty soon.
The jug will be empty soon. But we will head back to Elantrix.
Have you looked around?
Oh, I can't stand to be in that room.
Is there anything else in there?
There was there was 5 beds in there, but only 3 of them were made. There was
3 of
5
them-
beds in there, and only 3 of them were made.
Sorry, no, 3 of them are unmade.
Where are you arresting them?
Okay. I'm concerned. Okay, I'm concerned if we start seeing who's here, what's going on, it becomes an investigation. I'd rather just get rid of this thing, if you wouldn't mind. People pay money to be here. I don't want their reputations to be ruined by this unfortunate event.
Without touching any, being particularly careful to not touch it or get too close, she'd like to try and just investigate the mushroom.
In what way do you want to do it? You just want to take a good look at it?
I think with the nature role, she wants to sort of identify whatever. She's not particularly good at botany or biology, but she just wants to see if there's anything she can discern about the mushroom itself.
Yeah, give it a go.
With nature, yeah.
You can do that, yep.
18.
18. You scour your brain for anything you can think of in any historical book you've ever seen. Nothing. You have no idea what this thing is. And that's not because you're not sure that you haven't seen it. That's triple negative. This thing is unusual. And you would deduce from that it's unnatural.
And does it look like it's growing, like from the skin or from
Out of them.
But does it seem to be protruding from a hole? Does it look like it's burst through, or does it look like it's a growth on top?
It would seem it's burst through from the interior.
Okay,
Cool.
possibly digested.
When they came here, you took down their names. I will need to know that information. Listen,
I can't give you that.
if we investigate this and we make sure it's not a big deal and no one else has to get involved, we are not associated with the just decrees. But you owe these people this person who is dead, I don't know where the others are, you owe them to at least find out what this was all about. And how do you know it's not going to happen again if you don't know where it's all come from?
Because the person involved is gone now. They've gone. Okay, there's just this. This is what has been left with me.
No, so there were 2 more.
Yes.
And did they leave any items?
No. One of them has left. The other is still here. The person who did this is gone. They ran away.
What evidence do you have that suggests that someone actually physically did this?
Because they ran away. They took all this stuff with them.
They must have left something. I need
Like
to
the shoes.
investigate the room. Yeah, well, we got the shoes. We can get names. That's fine. But we need to investigate. But Felix is thinking of all the true crime novels that he read when he was in the cages, and like really in his head, he's got Trilby on now.
May we look at the logbook for their names?
If I give you the logbook, this could be life and death. If the Just Decrees find out that anyone was related to this, if you find out that any of us are related to this, that could be the end of us. I mean the end of us. It'd be far safer just to get rid of this thing. If I was confident I could touch it, it'd be gone by now.
You realise the Just Decrees are powerful, intelligent people. If you try and lie to them, they will see right through you.
But what am I to do? What do I do? How do I get over this?
Time is of the essence. I'll be honest with you, less than a day up the road is a group of elven soldiers coming this way. So we deal with this, not dispose of this, but we understand this, we get it dealt with, and then we'll get rid of the body. If you help us, we'll help you.
Can you roll either an intimidation or a persuasion check?
It will be a persuasion. Please roll well. It is a 2.
I can't give up the names of good elven citizens.
Lantric's just going to start walking downstairs.
Where are you going? You said you were going to help me. What is this about?
Just to see my friends.
But please, we need to deal with this. Why are you seeing your friends now? This is...
To help us deal with this.
The more people we tell, the more risky this becomes. She's not going to physically stop.
Sure, she's going to move downstairs. And she's going straight to the logbook, assuming she's not being followed.
Yeah, absolutely. You head to the logbook. It's really simple to find out. Your names are written most recently. It's also got the names of other people and how they checked out. You could flick through this book fairly long time. And within the last 2 days, there are names in their logbook. One is Elander, Elandeer. They have not checked out. One is Bravis, spelled Bravis. They have not checked out. There is a third name in there, and that name is Rosset. They also have not checked out.
You're absolutely sure there was no personal items in the room when you cleaned out?
They were their items. There was another guest who has moved, and a third guest who has gone.
Where's this other guest? This one who's still alive?
He's in one of the private rooms.
Which one? Listen, I'm going to investigate this. If there's been a murder, I have to know who did it. I'm not associated with the authorities at all, but it's in my nature. I couldn't be myself if I were to let this go.
How can I trust you?
How can you trust me? That is a very good question. How can I trust you? How do I know you didn't do this murder?
Carrying weapons, I can't stop you.
That is true. Then maybe you don't need to trust me. Look, you can trust the poison chalice. If you drink from it, it's still going to kill you. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go find this person.
How far, by the way, was the outhouse from where we are?
It's a good question. It's probably a quarter of a day's travel.
It's a long way to go if you got to poop.
It's a fair long way to go if you've got to poop.
I'm sure they've got toilets here.
That's a good question. I need to reconsider this map.
Atlantrix is going to go into the baths and tell the other two what we've seen.
Absolutely.
To the level of depth until she realises how drunk they are.
Drunkish.
Yeah.
So hang on. So in your words, what do you describe it as?
There's a body upstairs. The proprietor would like us to take care of it.
It's the worst chat line you've ever heard.
Okay.
Do we get a discount?
I assume so.
We burn the body.
Yeah. Okay.
Be careful touching it.
Party time.
Why?
We don't know what it died of.
Probably sadness.
Okay. So get out of the bath.
Yeah.
Wipe myself. Dry myself down. That's a Freudian slip. Dry myself down. Put my armour back on.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Strap it all back on.
It's why it's good to be a barbarian. It's quicker to get out of the bath.
Huh?
Barbarian. It's good to be a barbarian because it's quicker to get out of the bath.
Yeah.
Yeah. You travel up the stairs.
Get dressed, yeah.
There was a noticeably more dishevelled receptionist talking to Felix. Alantrix, are you coming up the stairs as well?
Yeah.
The party's reunited.
Let's have a look at this body.
At this point, Ilyana's just kind of got a head in her hands, looking down, not really sure what to do. You enter this room, there's 3 unmade beds, there's this disturbing sight before you.
Is there anything that I recognise?
You can make me some kind of roll to allude to that fact. It's up to you what you're trying to look for.
Well,
Killer's
immediately,
behind the curtain.
immediately I'm
Boots.
not so much interested in the body, but the room.
Cool. Yeah.
Having a good look round. Everybody else has probably been focused on the body. I'm going to have a good look round the room. Windows, exits.
Can you roll me an investigation check, please?
Investigation. Bosh.
And you see double what anyone else sees.
Yeah, you are a little bit.
I am, well, yeah. I'm doing that sort of drunken investigate where I'm being
Two
I'm actually
bodies.
overly careful at looking
Yeah,
at things. Under the bed.
Yeah.
It's a 21.
Good lord, that's a relatively good investigation score. Well done.
I'm being, drunkenly thorough, lifting the
It's like drunk drivers that drive really slowly.
mattress.
They're still
Slightly
wobbly.
above.
I'm
the side.
being overly investigative. Body? Right, well, if there's a body, there must be other things in the room.
People being transported home. What time is home level transports going?
I'll leave her at 22.
22. Got another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Play out
20
another 10
minutes.
Cool. You have done something that was quite hard to do because you took your eyes off the body, which, as you both enter this room, that's quite a hard thing to do. This thing's disturbing. Some of you, exactly, you've been around death before, but the alcohol's probably helping. Yeah, you're gonna there's a horrible fungal monster.
Oh, that
Cool.
looks horrible.
Yeah, have a look around. You see the fact the beds are unmade. You can see a collection of items that somebody's obviously left. You assume they're related to the body in some way.
I'm going to have a good poke around it.
You do, but while you're doing that next to the other bed, you see something odd. And that is, at first, you see a single fibre. It's roughly kind of 5 or 6 centimetres long. It's kind of a rough material, perhaps Hessian or something like that. And as you look at it, you actually see there's a few of them. They make an odd sort of path leaving the room.
In which direction?
They're going straight back out through the shift, and they're going down the stairs. The more you follow.
It's very interesting. I'll pick up a couple of these fibres, and I will.
In that sort of drunken fashion where you focus on something, I'm going to sort of march past everybody else.
Like a dowsing rod.
Yeah, looking for these.
He's going to research.
Is anybody else doing anything?
This looks.
Room.
Why am I particularly interested?
everything else is kind of white and pristine.
Yeah.
So you're drawing the assumption that this thing's there for some reason it's been left there. But the fact that they kind of seem to leave the room is just odd. It's kind of unusual.
I will follow this trail. That's my
You
focus.
continue to follow the trail. You follow it downstairs. Are people going with, or you kind of... You
Felix is
got
going to start knocking on doors.
Marvellous. You can do that. You can continue to follow downstairs.
I'm going to see where this
So
is.
Phineas is moving down the stairs, picking up these fibres as he goes. You're going to knock on some doors. There are 3 doors. Obviously, everything else is just a shift. So you don't have to knock on those.
But I was told that the other person that was there was behind one of the doors.
That's right.
What's behind door number 1?
Door number 1 is a big stout oak door. You knock, there's no answer.
Cool. He's going to be like, just your quiz.
There's still no answer.
Halfway down the stairs. Where?
Door number 2. Just your quiz.
Elantrix just gives him a look.
What?
No answer.
It's the magic word. Door number 3. Just your quiz.
Will you stop saying that?
There's a shuffle. A notable shuffle.
Perfect. And he's going to try the lock.
The door is locked.
Perfect.
You'd have been disappointed if it wasn't.
And he's going to turn to the lady. He's going to be like, open your jaw.
I can't do that.
Yeah. How much do the hinges? How much are they worth?
A fair amount of money have been made Renthori Prime. The material is quite precious.
So-
I will throw gold.
Well, no, I'm thinking like unlock the door, pay for new hinges. You've got one of the 2 options. So.
She goes inside a shift and pulls out
A voice from down below says, I'd unlock the door if I was you.
a ring of 4 keys.
Beats it.
5 keys. And she comes over to the door and unlocks it.
Nice. Yeah, he's going to go in sword first.
Yeah, you go into this room.
Nice.
What's everyone else doing? We've got somebody going down the stairs looking at Hessing Fibres. We've got somebody going into a room upstairs. What's the rest of the party doing? Are you choosing a side? Are you doing something completely different?
Elantrix is keeping a close eye on Felix.
Fair point.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the body from the doorway,
Yeah.
just wondering. Why am I here? This is not the end I wanted. Like, just slowly stepping out.
I'm fine with this. We'll deal with the fibres first. So are you moving down the stairs? You're slowly picking them up. Every now and again you find one. Just when you think, oh, that's enough. And you've got a little bundle of them now. There's probably 5 or 6 of them kind of building up in your hands. Just when you think, there's no more left, you find another one. And you kind of keep in a slightly drunken state. You know, there's another one over there. It leads you all the way up to the steam room door. Can you roll an investigation check for me? 14. With the added oculus of being slightly drunk, and knowing that you were looking for something, you notice the hinges of this door are slightly loose. It looks as if this door was pushed open in a great hurry, and the wood's only fairly soft. So it looks like it's slightly loose. The door's actually at a very slight angle. If you touch it slightly, you'll notice it rattles a little bit. But the fibres are obviously seem to be like this door, and that's confirmed when you look under the door and there's a little fibre just poking out from the
I
door.
will remove from my belt and unfold my crossbow. And prime it.
Marvellous.
Open the door.
The door sneaks open. There's nobody in here. What you kind of see is 4 almost hollowed out pits in the ground. And within the centre of them are kind of burning coals, if that makes sense. Kind of white hot, almost like rocks, sorry, more like burning coals. They're very, very hot. There's obviously some kind of coals beneath it somewhere. This kind of wooden structures and vats with ladles in, obviously for creating more steam. It's all got this lavender kind of running throughout. There's some kind of wood panelling, which is a little bit unusual for the rest of this. Normally these alabaster white walls, right? There's kind of these wooden paneling around the outside of the wall that leads up to these kind of onion-shaped windows. The room appears empty.
Appears empty. I shall have a good look round and then I shall go over to the window.
Marvellous. You have a good look around, you go up to the window. What are you looking for specifically?
Signs of somebody having left through the window.
Very well done. Can you make me an investigation check with advantage?
I already automatically have advantage actually.
Oh, good.
Double advantage.
Double advantage. You roll 4 dice.
Okay. That's on advantage, that's 10, so it's not great.
It's good enough. You're looking for exactly the thing you're looking for. The window on the far left of the room near the wall. There's obviously scratches on the panelling. Somebody has flown through that window. They have ran at it at speed and kind of possibly dived headlong through the thing. It's off the ground by about 6 foot, so they've obviously scrambled up this wooden panelling and in doing so left some level of marking and scratching as it's gone up. There's little bits of fibre stuck in the panelling. They've obviously dragged something Hessian with them.
Okay. In the greatest traditions, I will climb out through the window.
Marvellous. As you go to climb out the window, something grabs your leg. Strong, and it holds you. Yeah. Something grabs
Twang!
As that happens,
We return to.
sword first, you walk into a room. Yeah? This huge sword thing.
No, it's over his shoulder, so he's like, this is part of his battle stance.
Cool.
So the first thing that comes through is going to be a sword between door and panel.
It's relatively late in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into a room that's very luxuriously.
That's interesting. How does it smell?
Give me a smell. A smell check.
He's particularly looking for musty damp. 15 plus what's smell? Insight.
Yeah.
18.
Or probably investigation, thinking about it.
Let's go insight.
Are you trying to smell whether they're lying? Or are you
I
trying
want to
to
smell if it's that same must as the murder scene.
Okay. If you specifically hone into that must, it's one of those weird things. Once you know it, it's hard to ignore it. And now you smelt it, it kind of ruins the lavender for you, right? It's kind of everywhere. And you smell it a little bit in this room, but you probably know more than you would have done in the corridor.
Of course, it's not as bad as the body.
Absolutely. Yeah, no idea. As you bust your way in here, there's a little yelp. Woo! There's somebody in a bed. It's a lovely bed, quite adorned, 4-poster, relatively rich wood. It's a very luxuriously adorned room. It's obviously for very wealthy individuals. All you can see is kind of some scraggy black hair and a pair of brass spectacles staring at you from beneath a white bedsheet that's shaking fairly vigorously. What are you doing in my room? And we will end the session there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for stopping by. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Hopefully you tolerated my rampant eccentricism online. Please come and join us next time. We'll be here next week at roughly the same time.
Same that time, same that channel.
Until then, we have been...